Hi, and we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to stream after a week off for SockCon. I hope I got to see a bunch of you there. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was a fun time. But we're back into Homestuck. Hello, everyone. Oh crap! I have my volume on.
Echo.
The poor Echo. Oh no. This is what happens when I'm gone for a week.
Echo on a 30-second delay. We love it.
God. Anyway, we got some new faces to the stream this time around. As always, I am your host, Melanie Archer. I am here with Pearls, who is actually not currently here. She's currently she's doing something, but she'll be here. We have Jelly returning.
Heyo.
We have Jess once again for their second or
It's my second. Hi, everyone.
I was gonna say. And then new. First we have Luna.
Hi, I am here.
What do you do for VOFT, Luna?
I am the epilogues editor from episode 13 onward.
Yeah. And last but not least, also new to the stream, we have Josephine.
Hello, everyone. I will be our Dada from FriendSim very soon.
This is correct. So yeah, we're here. Oh boy, are we at a part in Homestuck right now?
If you can just look at the screen, you will know where, like, the vibe.
It sure is.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Events sure are occurring.
Events sure are occurring. This is correct.
Jane with an appropriate reaction face.
Yeah. Jane, say hello to your new guide.
Oh god, we're starting. Okay. What the fuck happened? My personality is just absolutely fucking irreconcilable.
I love how your mic suppressed that scream.
I'm so sorry. I can turn it down a little bit.
You're all good.
You want me to do it again? I can do it again. Take
Go
two.
for it.
It didn't even come through that time.
Oh
Alright.
my god.
No, it's all
Noise
good.
suppression is eating it because it doesn't sound like a voice.
Oh my! I have to. Can I turn off the noise suppression thing on Discord? Do I have to do that
Yes.
manually every single
You
time?
do, I think so.
You do.
That fucking sucks, guys.
That's fucked up.
All right, where is it? Noise suppression, none. Thank you. Okay,
Alright.
is that better?
Yeah, go for it.
Ow!
There we go.
I'm delivering this so well. I want you to actually.
That's so funny. No. 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 You have to undo this somehow. Are you listening to me, clown? And whoever the fuck you are, make me stop being this thing.
Okay, I'm sorry for screaming there. That fellow over there just caught me quite off guard with this, stunt. You seem quite upset. I think we should all try to calm down and figure out what to do. Yes. Well, first of all, my name is Jane. Pleased to meet you. What is yours?
My name? Fuck, my name? It's nothing. I am a stuttering, repellent, unholy abomination.
Oh, dear.
You have no idea how fucking much I hate myself right now.
honk.
Quiet, you! This is all your fault. Look at what you've done.
Shut up. I hate you both. I hate everything. I hate the way I falteringly speak out my jumbled thoughts. I hate how I drag out the things I say sometimes. I don't even know which parts of myself are hating which things. So I just hate everything.
Hey, clown! Can't you do something? This poor creature shouldn't exist.
Ah, ah, ah. Explodes.
Avrexplode.
Bye, Gamsey. Well, I'm glad that clown guy's gone. What a fucking creep.
Okay, so Pearls actually isn't coming back for the stream, so who wants to be Friska?
I guess I'll hop into it in like a not crazy way.
Yeah, if you just want to Friska it out.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, go for it.
Alvaros, this fucking sucks.
What?
What do you mean, what? For starters, that completely horrible shared body resurrection bullshit that just happened, you were there, remember? That's kind of the point.
Yeah. I don't know. It wasn't so bad. I think maybe we were overreacting about being one person.
Overreacting my ass. What a nightmare. It's still making my ghostly skin crawl just thinking about it.
No, I think I've decided you're being unreasonable. It was cool being alive again for a while as a strange, unsettling mutant. If we didn't explode ourselves so fast, it could have been an adventure, maybe.
Oh, sure, that's easy for you to say. You weren't the one getting the short end of the shared personality stick. Maybe if your personality was as much an upgrade to mine as mine was to yours, I would have been cool with it too.
You might be right. Actually, it was pretty neat.
What?
Getting to feel all the amazing self-esteem you get to feel. I didn't really know what it felt like. I mostly only knew what the pretend kind was like. So, thank you for letting me feel that, I guess.
You're welcome. Now that you mention it, maybe there was a silver lining to that freak show. Someone else finally got a chance to feel firsthand how great it is being me.
Yeah, it must be pretty great overall. So, aside from being partially me, briefly, how have you been?
Okay. Dead mostly.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. Hey. Sorry about that, by the way.
About what?
About killing you. It wasn't very cool of me.
Oh, right. I almost forgot that even happened.
How could you forget? Haven't you been pissed off at me about it?
No, I mean, it was pretty much my fault, I think. I attacked you with my bogus self-esteem, and I paid the ultimate price.
No, you idiot. That's not what happened at all. I stabbed you through the chest because I was being a huge bitch.
I mean, it was a long time ago, but that's not really how I remember it.
Ugh, stop being so stupid. That's so stupid.
No, you're stupid.
You are such a pain in the ass when you're dead. Let's just agree it was my fault and drop it.
No, but okay.
Man, being dead is such a drag. I don't know if I can deal with this shit anymore.
I think it's alright.
Oh, come on. It's so boring. What a completely pointless and hollow existence this is. And if the existential malaise wasn't bad enough, now I have to be constantly watching out for that fucking orange guy.
Or orange guy?
The orange guy. Haven't you seen him?
No.
Well, there's an orange guy.
You mean the bird version of Dave?
No, not Dave Sprite. It's just some random pointless orange guy who's been hassling me for some reason. I can't catch a break. And if that weren't enough of a nuisance, we've apparently got to deal with getting yanked out of the afterlife without a moment's notice by some bozo in a codpiece to participate in his grotesque body fusion pranks. Between you and me, I'm starting to think we are getting jerked around here. You know? Some inexplicable forces out there are fucking with us. They are doing everything in their power to make sure that when we're not being totally humiliated, we are staying completely irrelevant. We can't let them toy with us, then just sweep us under the carpet like that. I'm not going to let our relevance be marginalized anymore, Tavros.
What are you going to do?
I think it's time to start fucking some shit up.
Oh, no.
More like, oh yes. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of being dead and useless and bored, and I'm not going to take it anymore. You're with me, right?
No way. I like being dead. I like it how there are no responsibilities or problems usually.
Tabros, that is the lamest thing I've ever heard you say, which is really saying something.
Yes, it is.
You've got to quit that loser attitude and get your ass out of the sand. That's just your low self-esteem talking again.
Yes, I know.
I'm going to have to insist. You are going to join me, and together we are going to fuck shit up.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes, I will definitely cooperate with you wholeheartedly. Damn it. Okay, fine.
Jake, proceed to time capsule. You cannot proceed to the time capsule because you were lying on the floor unconscious. While descending deep into the ruins, a sudden earthquake jammed the elevator on its way down, causing you to take a nasty spill to the floor below. Luckily, you were wearing your trusty skull top, preventing a more serious concussion. You nevertheless lost consciousness in an attempt with all your might to regain it. Jake, regain consciousness. You failed to regain consciousness again. Years in the past. But centuries in the future. Jake, respond. Oh, let me cue you guys in.
Hello.
Happy 13th, bro. I have something for you.
Whoa, Nelly, you are too kind, my friend. What is it?
It's no big deal. Since it's nothing I wasn't planning on giving you anyway. I just sort of happened to finish it today.
Sorry.
I think I catch your drift. So my new... What?
Oh, I wasn't talking to
What
you.
is it?
I'm muting myself.
Oh, okay. I think I catch your drift. So my new tin comrade finally gets a head on his shoulders, eh?
Yeah, assuming I can actually send it today without another untimely paradoxification. If not, then, hey, you got a sick grill full of birthday slime instead.
Oh, hell no, man. Oh, hell no. Hell no, man. Well, listen. If you're gonna send anything to me, slime or otherwise, can you please at least not make sure the shit... please not make the shit appear directly over my head this time? The last thing I need on my B-Day is another installment of, and I quote, Man Bro Bukake Theater.
You still don't know. You still don't actually know what that means, do you?
Not really? It's your freaking figure of speech, man. I gathered it just meant getting slimed like in Ghostbusters or something. Or some such.
Kind of. I told you to look it up.
Yeah, I'm a busy fella, Dirk. Wikipedia is a lot of letters to type in a thing for a man of action on the go. I'm always doing adventures, remember?
That is such bullshit. You sit in your little jungle globe watching movies all day.
Well, yes. But okay, I have a lot of movies to bone up on. There have been so many good ones I still haven't seen.
You think literally every film you watch is a masterpiece. I've never felt so much vicarious shame through someone else's atrocious taste in awful garbage.
Screw you, I have impeccable standards. It just so happens... It's just... Fine. It's just there's so much good stuff out there, and I've been really on a roll with my picks lately.
Do you even heal yourself, dude? Your picks are everything, and lately is always.
Yes, I hear myself just fine. I hear a discriminating gentleman's melodious voice, and it strikes my ears as the voice of reason. Here's one I'm pretty excited about. Have you heard about this Avatar jam? It's coming out next year.
You mean the blue furry shit?
No, man, it is not blue furry shit. Far from it. Get this. It is about this paralyzed fellow who is down on his luck and longs for adventure, and he finds it. But it is far away on an enchanted planet, rich with coveted treasures. And adventure's not all that he finds, oh no. He also finds a romance. A beautiful blue woman from the wild teaches him the ways of a savage culture, and also the ways of alien love. Together they frolic in the forest while sharing primal intimacy through magical sexual escapades. What's so funny, wise guy?
To borrow from one of the more benighted sectors of your zeitgeist, that was so gay.
Excuse me, but I fail to see what could possibly be gay about some huge, elegant blue men and women having really spiritual intercourse with their tails or something.
Well, yeah, obviously, not literally. Jake, where I'm from, that word hasn't been used as a pejorative or even much at all in a really long fucking time.
But you're from friggin' Texas, aren't you?
Yes, but not exactly.
Stop being a cryptic troll all the time. Anyway, Avatar looks spectacular, and I think my preemptive review was spot on. The bloody end.
Okay, but what you just said about those furries was gay as hell. It's time to face the facts.
You're just treating my great taste in flicks to your aloof history disdain, as usual. You don't know anything about that movie. Maybe you'll like it?
Nah, I saw it already. That movie sucked the smelliest shit from the ugliest butt. Sorry, man.
Well, now I know you're just trolling me. It won't be out for another year.
Right. Here. Let me send you the rest of this robot already. You've spent too long alone on that island as it is. I kinda worry about you. A man can only spend so much time in the middle of the damn ocean with nothing but pop cultural detritus and his own thoughts to keep him company.
Alrighty. I hope it won't be as difficult to finish building as the rest was to assemble.
No, just screw the thing on and it's ready to go.
Capital. Scoot that noggin my way at your ready, then.
Oh, cool. It worked.
You nerd. He's got your slick Japanese spectacles and everything. Why is this a metal man before me, or is it none other than Dirk Strider himself in my room?
One thing at a time, bro. I haven't quite figured out a way to get myself there yet.
It almost sounds like this is something you've given some thought.
Okay, well, I don't know what you're implying there, so why don't you snap that sucker on the torso and fire it up?
Affirmative. I continue to boggle vacantly at your technical shenanigans. Your knack for gadgetry seems to surpass even my grandma's, and she was like this big-time gizmo legend. How do you even do this stuff?
I guess from your perspective, I must just seem hells of overpowered in a bunch of ways. Which I kinda am, like with a ninja sword, I'm basically nuts, okay?
If you say so, buddy. I can believe it.
Yeah, but when it comes to building stuff, you're probably overstating things. Like, for example, if you told someone 100 years ago you could build a computer, they'd probably be like, whoa, shit. look at this fucking genius. Well, actually, first of all, they'd say, what's a computer? I only know what horses and diseases are and shit like that. But once you actually tell them what computers are, Jesus, dick, you're a wizard. But from your perspective, you know it's not a big deal to build a computer. You just go online and buy a case and a motherboard and some other shit and put it all together. It's not like you're smelting the goddamn silicon in your basement and making chips in your hermetically sealed dust-free garage.
Yeah, but come on, it's not like you're from a century in the future.
Well, no.
Nor am I a quaint man of the past. Pardon me, but do I sound like some trolley car bellwether toiling in the heart of the mustache belt in the rough and tumble year of 1909?
He said unironically.
I think my accent I give for Jake sells that line even better.
Gold, it's
It's
so hard.
so fucking
Jake,
good.
Jacob, perhaps some introspection here.
Ugh.
Give me some credit, man, and some to yourself as well. You are too modest about all this robotics noise.
I don't know. I have a lot of time to work on stuff, I guess. There are a lot of irons. You know where they are? Here's a hint. It's a pretty hot place.
The kitchen?
Sure, I keep some irons there too, but most of them are in the fire.
Oh, of course. Fire's quite notoriously the hottest thing there is. A tip-top locale for a whole mess of iron.
True that. I actually have so much to do and think about. One of my current projects hopefully will address that very issue. Gonna make an AI replica of my own mind. He can share some of the load, as well as make a decent intellectual sparring partner, ideally. Not that my conversations with you aren't uniquely rad, but you know what I mean.
See, again, I think you are downplaying a pretty neat accomplishment if you ask me.
Shrug. We'll see.
Does that mean I'll have to deal with two Dirks? One who is more machine than man, and another who is a computer program you made. Ha 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 ha.
That's a super joke. But I'm guessing you won't be hearing much from the program. It probably won't play a significant role in either of our lives. I have my doubts. It'll be a successful project, but who knows?
I'd wager a tidy sum the result of the endeavor will be sensational. I believe in you.
You do?
Sure, bro. I always have. You've helped me out a lot and been a good friend for ages. What?
Well, I wasn't sure about doing this today, but if it's true that you do believe in me, then I guess fuck it, why not?
Why not what?
I guess call it an extra birthday present, but instead of a present that's awesome, consider it more like a weird confession that may change the way you feel about me.
Whoa, Dirk, are you saying what I think?
What? What do you think I'm saying here?
Never mind. Sorry for interrupting. Should I sit down for this? I don't know what to do. Wait, I already am sitting down. Maybe I should stand up?
No, just chill out. Stand up, sit down, whatever. Here's the thing. You know all these painfully obvious hints I've been dropping that always seem to be flying over your head?
Maybe? Think I need a towel or something.
About me being from the future.
Oh, yes, I think so.
Well, those weren't jokes. It's true.
What? Oh man, are you actually serious?
Yes.
So, you are from a century in the future?
No. More like 4 centuries. The year 2422. Or as we say contemporarily, 411 PC, post-condescension.
Wow. I must say, this is not the announcement that I was expecting. So you're a time traveler from 2422 here to help me build robots or something?
No, I can't time travel. I can only send things through time occasionally. I actually live here in the future alone in my apartment. I can send messages to you in the past though, like I'm doing now.
How?
Years ago, our alien friend sent me a special chat client. It's basically just Pester Chum with some sort of alien technology embedded. It's specifically wired to communicate with your time period. As hours go by for me, the time it sends messages to also increments by the same amount. So we communicate in lockstep, as if we both existed in the present. She said it was important for Roxy and I to begin communicating with you and Jane. This is how we all became friends.
Wait, you and Roxy?
Yes. She lives in the future too, though we live nowhere near each other. I asked her to refrain from telling either of you. I wanted to be the one to let you know. To wait for the right moment.
Holy fucking mackerel! This is amazing!
So, you really are trusting me about this? Just like that? No second thought?
Well, yeah, sure, man, why not? Wait, it's not a prank, is it?
No. This would be a very shitty and boring prank. I promise it isn't.
Then heck yes, I believe it to be frickin'. Then heck yes, I believe it to frickin' pieces. It is an awesome thing to be true. So what's the far-flung future like? Some sort of crazy robo paradise?
Not quite, but there are definitely robots.
Oh man, what are your movies like in the future? I bet there are some real cinematic humdingers, like holographic stuff, or shit you plug directly into your brain pod, right? Wait, you do have brain pods, right?
No, we don't have brain pods because those aren't a thing. You just made that up. And there are no movies in the future. There are no humans either. They all went extinct. Roxy and I are the only ones left, as far as we know.
Well, shit. Dirk, this story got so much less awesome. Is it too late to backpedal on believing it before I start to cry?
No, dude, it's too late. Tears ahoy, this motherfucker gets sad. Do you want to know what happened?
Sure do. Let me just finish putting the steel melon on my brobot, and then I'm all ears.
Jake, complete robot.
There, he is finished. Look at this spanking iron friend from the future. He is perfect. Oh shoot, Dirk, he just got blurry and disappeared. What the actual fuck?
Don't worry, that's normal. Upon activation, he goes into stalking mode.
Stalking mode?
Yes. He will stalk you in the jungle and strike when your guard is down.
What? That's crazy. Why would I want that?
Didn't you want someone to get in scrums with?
Well, yeah, but man.
He will give you all the scrums you can handle. Trust me, this will sharpen your combat skills.
I guess you're right. I was just picturing a little good honest roughhousing. Why does the whole thing have to sound so sketchy and nerve-wracking?
Do you want to hear my grim tales of the apocalypse or not?
Yes. You're right. Let's put issues of fisticuffs aside for now. Tell me everything about the future. So how does humanity fuck up? Is it the nuclear holocaust? Or is it robots? Gotta be the robots, right? As per the Terminator?
No, it's more of a gradual decline in population than that, due to an insidious power grab by an aquatic alien empress.
Oh, the old alien overlord story. Got it. When does she show up?
She's already there in your time period, hiding in plain sight. She has been for anywhere between 50 and 100 years. She's the Baroness of Crocker Corp, Jane's company, but of course Jane has no idea. The Baroness has been using subtle strategies to manipulate the human population through her company for a long time. On November 11th, 2011, she finally made her presence known to the world, along with her agenda for global domination.
Geez, that is pretty scary. So in a few years she'll be in charge of everything?
No, not quite. That's just when the world finally sees her for the threat she is. She would continue to gain power by exploiting various institutions and the media from within. It would take the next several decades for her to claim the throne as Earth's absolute ruler. Her march to domination was facilitated by a number of scumbag sympathizers and opposed by a few brave rebels, including my ancestor, Roxy's too. I think your ancestor qualifies as one too. In fact, I'm sure she must have been the first member of the covert opposition movement.
My grandma? I do remember when I was very young she would tell me the stories of the wicked woman who raised her. Was she the evil alien?
Yeah, that's a whole story right there, most of which is shrouded in rumor and urban legend. But before we get sidetracked by any of that, I'll try to cover the big picture. to give you a sense of all the batshit lunacy that followed the Sea Hag's power play.
I love thinking about how badass, like, Grandma Harley must have been.
Grandma, yeah.
Or Grandma English. Yeah.
She must have been so dope, dude.
I'm so glad not glad. I'm so mad that we didn't get to see more of her, like the same way that we did with like Grandpa Harley.
Because we did see more of Grandpa. Like,
Yeah,
not
we
nearly
saw-
as much of Dad and Mom, but like, Grandpa Harley was in the game.
Yeah.
Badass elderly Jade Harley gives me life.
Exactly. Like also, welcome to chat. Welcome to chat, people.
I wonder if there's a story that has a badass elderly Jade Harley.
Oh man,
you're
that
leaving
would
a
be so
comment.
crazy if that was a
Well,
thing.
While all of you are in chat, feel free to leave a comment. Maybe like and subscribe if you want to see these streams more often.
And click that bell.
And if you've missed a stream before, go look in our playlists, and all of them are there. TK is here in spirit.
Yeah, TK dropped in just to bully us directly before we started streaming
Yeah,
to make
they
sure that we
popped
did
in.
that.
Okay.
That was for them.
Nobody at the time knew what the fuck she wanted to accomplish or what her actual motives were. But in retrospect, it became clear she was trying to essentially restore the conditions of her old homeworld, which she used to rule over as well. She began instituting these crazy laws. First of all, people weren't allowed to reproduce. She found her usual method of procreation revolting, and anyone who engaged in it was punished by death. But she still needed an ongoing population of subjects to abuse. So to propagate the race, she set up this weird system. At random intervals, every citizen will be required to supply their genetic material to drones. That DNA would be collected and combined in some way. Many years later, long after the original donors had died, clones would be spawned from their DNA. So no one would ever be able to know who their parents were or be able to trace their lineage. It was only through a bit of good fortune that Roxy and I were able to discover who our ancestors were.
They were the rebels you mentioned. Are they alive right now? I mean, in my time.
Yes.
Oh, I'm very curious about them, and also my grandma.
I'll get to them, don't worry. Anyway, her imperious condescension turned out to be especially cruel to her human subjects. I'm sure her rule was no picnic on her homeworld, but I think she resented humans' biological incompatibility with the ideal empire she envisioned, and became frustrated. Humanity wasn't even really her first choice for rule. There are reports that she attempted to clone members of her own species and replace the human population with them, but they all died.
What happened to them?
I love Game Girl playing during this. Very tonally off. Also, Kendrick.
She's the game girl.
I
Jace.
guess. Also, Kendrick, if this is your first time experiencing this part of Homestuck, insane.
The
Yeah, I mean,
rumors
it very
say-
much is. It very much is intentionally supposed to feel very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposed to feel
Dirk
wrong.
is just info dumping about insane alternate history. Although I guess certain events haven't happened. No, never mind. I'm not. There's a line later that you'll see.
Everyone keeps fucking quoting in the Homestuck Reddit.
Love it.
The rumors say it was her own pet who killed them. Say she traveled from her world to Earth in this huge red space arc. In it, she had gathered thousands of creatures from her planet, I'm guessing to save them from extinction. This, more than anything, has led me to speculate that some cataclysm happened on her home world, and she moved on to greener pastures to rebuild her empire. She bred all these creatures in secret, increasing their numbers, preparing for her eventual takeover. Each creature, or lusus naturae, was meant to be a kind of caretaker of the young. You can see where the dramatic schism between our species and hers begins, and also why she had a reputation for being quite insane. But she also happens to have this one humongous sea monster Lucis that is like her own personal bodyguard and kind of a secret weapon. But it turns out the thing is kind of an enigma, sort of a double-edged eldritch horror, as much in her service as it is calling the shots in some unfathomable way. Every time she tried to resurrect her race, it would slaughter them all psychically, as if it was keeping her ambition in check. Or so the story goes.
Wait, so these beasts tend to the young? I can tell you from first-hand experience that monsters are totally rotten at taking care of kids. They do a bang-up job at making them scared, though.
Exactly. The plan was beyond shitty.
So does that mean you and Rox were raised by these things?
Nope. It was a very short-lived experiment centuries ago. Humans just don't have the same revolutionary symbiosis with those things that her race had. It turns out a bunch of fucking alien monsters have no interest whatsoever in taking care of human babies. They mostly just wound up eating them, or at best just abandoned them. Later, she instated a lucidroid system to serve the same function as she began phasing in more robotic solutions in favor of all this ill-conceived biotech nonsense that always did nothing but backfire. Even drones were replaced with robotic versions. I imagine they were just easier to produce and control, since she'd given up hope of perfectly mirroring her own civilization in all its convoluted symbiotic glory. But not without a good fight. Not without taking her frustrations out on the human population. She attempted to enforce blood casting through efforts to genetically alter people's blood color. That was an ugly chapter. A lot of fucking people died from that debacle. Over the last 400 years, the population just got smaller and smaller from these atrocities piling up. But she clearly didn't give a shit. All the while, the amount of dry land kept shrinking due to the gradual flooding. Soon, there was hardly anywhere left to live. And then, that was that. No more people.
Damn. Wait, flooding?
Oh, yeah. I probably should have mentioned this up front. One of the first things she did while in power was begin melting the ice caps. It took a while, but eventually the whole world flooded. That's how it is now. It's totally soaked up in this bitch.
Wow, like the epic Kevin Costner film?
Almost exactly. Especially by the same degree of shittiness.
Oh man, does that mean you have to drink your own pee?
You get used to the taste. Welcome it even. That takes about 15 days in a row of hard piss drinking though.
Ew, no, dude. No, ew.
Relax. I don't drink any goddamn piss, okay?
Oh, okay. Wait. I guess your Lucis droid thing sees to it that you have fresh water?
Nope. Those stopped being a thing a long time ago too, once humans went extinct.
Oh. I thought... Well, who raised you then?
Nobody, man. I raised my damn self.
Jesus Christopher Kringlefucker, and here I thought I was rugged.
You're still pretty rugged. You're just a fucking dork about it.
That's true.
I guess I did have Cal looking after me. Let's not discount the rad service of the Seaman, okay?
Heaven forbid. And what about Roxy?
What about Roxy?
Pretty sure the Carapacians...
Whenever Roxy's not on screen, the audience should be like, "Where's Roxy?"
Where is
Yeah,
she?
where's Roxy?
Come on,
I'm
where's
always asking where
Roxy?
Roxy is.
Have
Pretty
you
sure-
seen Roxy? Where?
No, she's invisible.
Fucking
Where?
Dora the Explorer, this fucking shit, but with Roxy.
I like her too.
Pretty sure
Can
the
you say-
Carapacians took care of her when she was young.
Wait, the what's-its?
Right. Another thing I forgot to mention. There are a lot of these humanoid creatures with hard shells. Some black, some white. As humanity was dwindling due to some increasingly whimsical and psychopathic Condes, she began introducing more of these Carapacians onto the scene.
Are they aliens too?
I don't know, sorta. They are definitely from another planet. They're definitely from other planets, so yeah. Really, the deal with where they came from is a whole other story for another time. But the bottom line is at some point, somehow, she started herding a bunch of them from their home world onto Earth and multiplying them. Something like 100 years ago, it became clear she favored these guys more than humans as her subjects. They're very loyal and seem genuinely dedicated to serving her. Must be what they were bred for. She still treats them like shit, though, unsurprisingly. All these colonies started sprouting up like these modular cities floating on the water. It probably sounds cooler than it is, but they're basically slums. That's where they tend to live in large numbers. Roxy lives in one of those colonies. It's about 2,000 miles from where I am.
Good gravy. Those are exotic circumstances. And here I was thinking I had the most exciting and adventurous life. It turns out I'm just some chump on boring-ass Monster Island in the silly old pre-apocalypse.
For what it's worth, I think it's gotta be more interested in living in the 21st century than the 25th. Like, it's really no contest.
You're probably right. I'd be really keen on talking to Roxy about this, too. I'm very curious about what her experiences as a future lady with all the what's-its. The hard shell folk. I must say that it turns my previous perception of your life right on its friggin' ear.
Man, she would love to talk to you all about this. She hates keeping secrets. It's been killing her to not spill all these fucking beans way the hell prematurely.
Like, what even is your day-to-day business like in See Hitler's Water Apocalypse?
Well, I mostly shit around in my apartment all day, building stuff, reading about history, and flipping out with my sword. Sometimes I go fishing and check out the underwater ruins. She does plenty of useless fucking around too, but at least she's got a neighborhood. She also uses one of her gadgets to gank vegetables and stuff from the past. She tries to feed the hungry neighbors whatever she can scrounge up.
Oh my god, Dirk fishing mention?
It makes
I
so
think
much sense.
The fact that he goes scuba diving too. Like I bet he just launches himself off from the top of that skyscraper and just
Just fucking-
plummets into the water.
God.
I feel like that would, like, the physics of how water works would make it. Or how tall is it compared to the
That's
water? I don't
That's a good
remember.
question. How tall out of the water is Dirk's?
No, he would just put his hand out in front of him and split the water apart. It would be fine.
God.
I mean, if you dive correctly, you can break your bones less.
No,
Well,
he
the
wouldn't
freeze-
break his bones because he would split the water and it would be
Because
fine.
he's Dirk's
He would
brother.
survive.
You're right. I'm crazy.
Dude, if
How
he
dare
wait,
I
if
imply?
if he uses his katana and he slices it before he hits the water.
You're so right.
Yeah, exactly. You understand.
Dirk is Moses. Moses
yeah,
Strider.
exactly.
Yeah, Katana Moses.
And that's his ancestor.
Katana Moses. Katana Moses is crazy.
What's funny about that guy is that's just my religion.
The next picture of Roxy is so cute.
Oh. Oh.
She's so
Look at her.
I love her so much.
Oh my god,
Look at
it's the her.
Oh.
I love Roxy is one of the best characters of all time.
Dude, when I was growing up and reading this, and I was canonically younger than her, I was so in love with her.
I love canonically.
Yeah, canonically, I was younger than Roxy at the time.
I projected myself really hard onto Roxy as a kid, and it was a big factor in me realizing I was trans.
I mean, like, I projected too, but also I was like, why does nobody want to get with her? She's literally the best one. I should've
All the
known I liked
Alpha Kids
women.
drama could have been resolved if Roxy and Jane started dating. But Jane, unfortunately, does not know that being gay is a thing.
Jane is homophobic. Not intentionally, but is.
She has
Yeah.
she has homophobia, but only the internalized kind.
Yeah, basically.
God.
Like, she doesn't hate them for being gay, but it's wrong because it wasn't her.
It should have been me. God.
Those are amazing stories. I'm so lucky to have friends like you. Oh snap, what about Jane? Have you told her?
Jane is... No, I haven't. I've dropped some hints and tested her willingness to believe something like this. It's just not going to fly. It's way too much to drop on somebody all at once if they aren't receptive.
True, but it seems such a shame to keep her out of the loop.
Well, tell her whatever you want. She'll likely think she's being fucked with. Personally, I wouldn't bother trying too hard to convince her. There's no point in alienating her. Someday she'll be ready to believe things.
Okay. Wow, I still have so many questions. It's incredible this is all going to happen right around the corner. I don't know if I'm ready.
Like I said, the changes will be a little more gradual than that. More clandestine. She'll exploit the fear caused by her revelation to the world to create intended reactions within governments and media, and her agents embedded on the inside will help nudge things in the direction she wants. Then, 20-some years down the road, without anyone suspecting a thing, she'll suddenly be in complete control, and Earth will be fucked.
I want to join the opposition. Fuck this witch, I have lots of guns and reckless bravado, and I want to stop her. I'll pick off where my grandma left off.
Well, aside from the main reasons that won't happen, which I won't get into, it still wouldn't be a good idea.
Horseshit, why not?
Because people way better at this than you tried and died. And you said you wanted to hear about our ancestors.
Oh, hell yeah.
Welcome to chat, Hysterical Swinger. They said hi, VOFT. Hello.
God, what a name.
Hysterical Swinger's a good name. It's a good username.
Oh, it kind
That
of
does
want to use
explain
that as a
the
drag
underage drinking.
persona, but it's your intellectual property, so I will respect it.
Heck yes, bro.
Well, how much do you actually know about your grandma? What have you read, and what do you remember?
My memory of her is pretty foggy. I do know that she loved adventure just like me. That's why she was exploring this island and raising me here when she died. She was a fair markswoman, and I knew her way around an atom or two. Pretty sure her company made a tidy fortune until it went belly up. At least I still have a few of her knickknacks for keepsakes. And as you confirmed, she was raised by that evil spinster. But then again, some of the things my pen pal said. But then again, from some of the things my pen pal said, it kind of throws some of those details into question. So I don't know what to think.
I don't know what the deal is with your pen pal either, and I'm not really prepared to speculate on that right now. But I'm privy to a shitload of historical data I can share. What's the last thing you remember about her?
It was the night I found her dead.
God, the music's stopping right for that. Crazy.
That's perfect.
That was perfect. Also, quantify...
Serendipity.
The music is a paid actor, actually.
Yeah, I cannot pronounce your username. But they said, I want to say you guys got me through middle school. You helped me so much, and that's all there really is to say on the matter. I'm glad.
Aww.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I make I have us all make content here specifically because bring people joy. So I'm glad it helped.
I think a lot of us were Homestuck kids that got through middle school through enjoying
Well, for me, it was high
Homestuck.
school. But
It was
yeah.
high school for me too, but like I started, I think when I was 12.
As someone who started VOFT when they were in middle school, VOFT also helped me through middle school.
Quantified amalgamation.
There you are. That's the way to pronounce it.
Oh, I just wasn't looking at it.
I did the dyslexia just made it a jumbled mess of letters, and I felt bad, and I was just like, I'm just not gonna try to pronounce it.
wanna cry amount. Well, I had a funny thing to say instead, but it's gone. Thanks, dyslexia.
She had gone off to study the ruins one day. I'm pretty sure that was her purpose on this island, to study the technology here and solve all the astonishing mysteries. She even built that big fancy house we used to live in, so I guess she really wanted to settle here for a while. But she didn't come home from her expedition for a couple of days, so I started to get worried. I followed the trail you usually take to the lagoon while keeping my eyes peeled for monsters. But instead I found her lying there, dead. I think a monster caught her off guard. There were 3 big fang marks in the body. There were 3 big fang marks in the body and a trail of blood along the path. It looks like she was trying to get home but couldn't make it before succumbing to the injury. But before I could even do anything about it, I heard an explosion. I looked back at the hill and my house was gone.
Also, you're so right. This little baby Jake.
I know. I
So
was
small.
I was literally thinking, well, at least he got a little bit older than Jade did before Grandpa
No.
died.
Oh,
God.
small.
We couldn't even tell if Jade could walk when she shot him.
Just a big poof of smoke where it was standing, so I lived alone in the jungle ever since.
Oh. I've wondered about all that.
Well, you never asked.
Oh, I know. I would have. But asking about your past would have just been inviting you to do the same. You know how it goes.
Indeed.
But,
th-
uh-huh.
This is such a cursed thing for me to say, but Jake is like the mix of Tarzan and Jane's dad from the Disney movie in personality and upbringing.
Oh God, you're right.
So, you're welcome.
But for the record, I don't think those were fang marks on the body, dude.
No?
Finish the story first. Then what?
Oh, baby.
Oh, little Jake. No.
That's so
He's
sad.
so
That is
sad.
heartbreaking.
Aw.
My soul.
Oh, there's not much. No. Okay. Oh, there's not much more to it. I had to deal with Grandma's body. I would have loved to give her a proper and dignified memorial like Jane's granddad got. God, Jane is so lucky every day. Her household must be like weekend at Bernie's. What a riot it must be. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, what a fucking treat. A living room corpse party every goddamn day.
I know, right? Alas, I had to dispose of the body with haste so the monsters wouldn't eat her. So I just made a little campfire and burned it. I keep the ashes deep in the ruins, which is where I think she liked it best. Hopefully there isn't an earthquake or something that would knock over the urn in a predictable and hilarious fashion.
No way, man. I bet my bottom boom buck that shit's eternally safe. That urn's like that Fort Knox is standing upright forever because of no accidents.
Yeah. So then after camping out the next day, I went exploring and found my room glove mostly intact, sitting in the jungle. So that's where I lived since. And that's pretty much it. I sure miss my grandmother. She was the best.
She was definitely very brave, if the stories are true. Downright audacious, I say.
What did you hear?
Also, Tarzan Disney is a valid troll name. God. Also, what would you allocate to your strife specialist? Personally, I've fucking oh God,
Somehow lip
scythe kind.
gloss.
Lip gloss is.
I am
so
such
good.
a fucking June Kenny. I would just do hammers, or I also had the idea of like umbrella kind, but like using it where you had like umbrella closed and attack, so it could be attack form, and then umbrella open, which is defense form, like a shield.
Ooh, I like that.
I want prop kind, where it's specifically like fake versions of any item that you would use on a stage.
Oh, okay.
That's so good.
Yeah, prop kind.
For the longest time, it was back when I did voice acting on Instagram. It was a meme that I was scooter kind, because I posted a video of me walking
Razor scooter
a
kind.
razor scooter. Yeah, I was walking towards the screen with a scooter held by its handle sideways and just like rotating it in a circular motion to make the scooter part swing around. So everyone was like, "Yeah, you use scooter kind." So
And, like, part of me wants to answer like microphone kind, where you sing and it destroys them, but like that's just being a bard, and I wanted to be more creative than that. Anyone else?
guess not.
Alrighty.
Well, like I said, she was raised by the Baroness. It was probably a worse childhood than either of us had. She wasn't related, obviously. Ain't nobody's related to a damn fish alien. Except other fish aliens, probably. She had an adopted brother, too. Life must have been miserable for both of them.
Yes, I vaguely remember her mentioning him. Cripes, the thing she told me, now that I think about it, she said the witch even killed her dog. Is that true?
I don't know, but I wouldn't doubt it. There are other urban legends that she did a lot of experiments on animals and people. Mostly to do with mind control. Like figuring out ways to unlock all of her psychic alien potential, to increase her power. Not sure if that's true, or if it was actually successful, though.
So what you're saying is pretty much any unspeakably horrible thing she could have done, and she probably did?
Yes. Anyway, your grandma managed to run away when she was quite young. Maybe it was a traumatic event like dog murder that prompted her to flee, who knows. Whatever the case, her bro stayed behind. The guy must have been seriously immune to witnessing fucked up shit because he went on to be a famous comedian. A real kindly old cornball. A nicer guy you couldn't hope to meet, they say.
Wow, must have been a hell of a guy.
So, you're not making any connections there?
Where? Huh?
Famous comedian, about the age of your grandma, inheriting the family name of the Baroness, not ringing a bell?
What are you talking about? Dirk, stop speaking in riddles and telling the story. I am on tenterhooks here.
Okay, well, it's not like it's that important. Just a super obvious thing that'll probably occur to you later when you're looking at the fridge you don't have, at which point you'll feel like an idiot.
Oh my god, can you be one? You can be one opaque motherfucker. Just clue me in, bro.
Nah, it'll be funnier this way.
Strider!
Moving on.
His yell sent him to the void.
Oh, God.
Oh, did Discord eat it?
Yeah.
It was
Discord
Ryder!
when did you guys first stumble upon Homestuck? 2014.
2013.
I think I was. I
reading Homestuck?
might have been 2014 initially, because I was like, it was the fucking, or sometime around then. It was the Idea Channel video, but and then on like is Homestuck Ulysses.
Oh yeah.
I
that one.
remember specifically, I read 3 pages of it. I was confused when I couldn't name John, because I thought it was a video game, and then I quit. And then, like, years later, after Hive Swap came out, I saw Jacksepticeye's playthrough of it, and that got me into Homestuck for real.
Okay.
So I was 12 when I officially got into it, but the first time I was introduced to Homestuck, I think I was 10 on Tumblr. And I know I wasn't supposed to be on Tumblr. Everybody breaks that rule. And oh god, somebody had posted like a shitty bullshit Weesna copy pasta, and this was the point in my life where I was scared of everything. So it genuinely freaked me out because it was like he's gonna find you and whisper in your room, Weesna. And I was like, no! No, he can't! And then I had so my older brother was friends with somebody who I just thought was super cool. And the truth is they were just like an unmasked autistic person who enjoyed being happy, and I wanted that for me.
Yeah.
But they started posting. I followed them on Tumblr, and they started posting a lot about Homestuck, and I was like, oh, I recognize that from that scary thing. I'm gonna be brave. I want to be friends with them. And I was like, what's that? And they said, I shit you not. Let me tell you about Homestuck, and then sent me a ton of links. With the first of which being like the first page of Homestuck, and I tried to read, and I was like, what? These aren't the characters they were posting. Am I being bullshitted right now? And then I had to listen to, like, once I turned 12, because I stopped reading it. I was like, I don't get it. When I turned 12, I listened to Let's Read Homestuck on YouTube, and that's where it all began.
Hell yeah.
God, you're all so young. I caught up in 2011 during Murder Stuck, during which point I was somewhere in the 18 to 25 demographic.
Yeah,
Listen,
babies.
We were not supposed to be reading this shit this young.
I got pointed at MS Paint Adventures. I read all of Problem Sleuth in one night, and then all of Homestuck to that point over like the next day and a half.
Dude,
I caught up
I read
right
Problem Sleuth in
after-
a day.
I caught up right after Gamzee took out the PETA.
Okay.
I believe I joined right at the point where Cascade had just happened, and so I was like, fine, I'll finally try this thing, because Tumblr lost its fucking shit. And I finally caught up around, like, I think they had just started posting Act 6.
I remember specifically it was for me when I started reading, it was the intermission I'm putting you on Speaker Crab. Because I remember specifically my friend being like, they did it. They made like Dave Cat, like they made Dave Cat a thing. It's happening. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what that is, but like, cool. I'll catch up and I'll read.
It was so wild being in the Homestuck fandom as it was starting to like be put out, because like I remember being on Tumblr and Dave Cat going from like, this is a crack ship and you need to know it's a crack ship because it's never gonna happen, to, oh my fucking god, it's canon, guys.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Hey,
did you shill yet?
we did, but we can chill
did.
again.
We did shill.
Okay, good.
We did it just for you, TK.
Yeah, we did it in your
That's
honor. We both
awesome.
brought you up.
Did you tell everybody to go find the playlist?
We did.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Goodbye.
All right.
Bye.
Hi.
Iconic.
Honestly.
Shows up, demands a shill, leaves, doesn't elaborate.
I feel like at this point, TK is just like our advertising manager. It's like TK makes sure that we shill and that everything goes according to plan. God. I've been making sure to update the playlist, I promise. Yeah, it's so funny because I started reading Homestuck when I was 14, and then VOFT started when I was 15.
So
I started
was into
reading.
Homestuck before you?
You were into Homestuck before me.
Oh my god.
I started reading Homestuck when I was 12, but I never finished it because I watched the Voxus playthrough, and they were on Openbound, and they like stopped partway through Openbound, and I could not transitioning from like watching it in video with voices to reading it myself was too jarring of a shift, so I just stopped reading. And then like a year later, I read it and then finished it.
Okay.
Oh man, I immediately, like, once I caught up in Voxus, like, I immediately was already so far into hyperfixation mode that I like didn't matter at all. I was like, all right, I'm up to date on this. I can handle reading it now.
All right.
If I started in early 2011, am I the one in this call who's been in it the longest?
Yes.
Oh God.
I was just behind you because it was like barely 2012 when I started listening.
So like a full year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Lol.
Well, you didn't specify January.
I did. Okay, fair.
I'm gonna keep us rolling.
Yeah, let's keep
Let's
going.
keep
let's do
going.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a long
Keep
one.
rolling.
That kid kept the family name, but obviously your grandma didn't. She must have held a grudge against the Baroness her whole life. She started by taking a different name she knew would stick in her craw.
Oh, I remember this. I believe she said the witch used to be married to a terrible man named English. So because the witch really hated that guy, she took on his name as a sort of big ol' fuck you to the woman?
That's probably close to the truth, but it sounds like the kind of story an old lady tells her young grandson in a way he would understand. Or at least wouldn't scare the shit out of him. What I've read is something much more sinister, as usual. There's supposedly only one thing the Baroness fears, and your grandma learned of this somehow. It wasn't an ex-husband, though. It was her superior. Some kind of demon or another alien, no one really knows. But he went by the name English. He's supposedly even more brutal than she is, if you can believe that.
So I'm named after a demon? What kind of demon is named English anyway?
What kind of an alien is named Crocker? It's probably just a name he stole from someone else, like the Baroness did.
I guess it's kind of cool being named after a demon who's so scary even the witch is afraid of him.
Yeah, well, your grandma thought so. Everything she did in life thereafter seemed to be an effort to piss off the Batter Witch. Like starting a competing tech company, heavily branded in a way that was presumably intended to remind the Baroness of her boss. Like with skulls and garish colors and shit. The dude is some kind of skull monster, I guess?
I love skulls.
I know. It was definitely...
I'm sorry
Yeah,
to interrupt.
honestly.
That's got the same energy as like that meme audio where it's a bunch of people being like, "Oh, I can't handle clowns. They're terrifying. Who even likes clowns?" And then it cuts to Matt Pap. I find clowns delightful, actually.
God.
It's so crazy. It was definitely brave on her part, but ultimately it got her a bankrupt company, a blown-up house, and a fork through the torso for her trouble. But she must have been the first to understand how dangerous the Baroness was, while acting in covert opposition. Others would follow, and continue to, as of now, in your time period.
Those are your ancestors?
Yeah, mine and Roxy's were among them.
Anyone I've heard of?
Of course. All these fuckers are totally famous, obviously.
Oh, sure, obviously.
We've talked about the guy I'm genetically derived from a lot, actually. Like, you know, every time I've ever talked about my bro.
Gadzooks, of course! With all your future mockery, you made me forget about your vaunted Hollywood sibling. I should have asked where he fit into the picture if you were raised alone. I can be as dumb as a bag of penny candy sometimes.
Sometimes.
God damn.
Other times you're on point. Like a bag of the nickel shit.
Whoa, now those are the sweets kept in reserve for the millionaires. Such flattery.
Okay. What we're saying stopped meaning anything, so I'll continue.
Dude, I love your
Right.
Jake voice.
Yeah, it's really delightful.
It's very
So then he was
It's
never actually a
so
bro?
delightful.
Right,
No.
so then he was never actually a bro?
No, that's just kind of how I view him. Lalonde took a more maternal view of her ancestor.
The lady who wrote all the Dreary Wizard books, I presume.
Yeah, the COTL. I don't know, what is that acronym
Complacency of the learned.
for? Complacency of the Learned. Yeah, the Complacency of the Learned series. Never read it?
Also, Headache 12. We are currently on Act 6, Act 3.
No, I tried. It's too depressing. And also, kind of impossible to understand. I told Roxy I liked it, though, so I didn't... I liked it, though. I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so don't say I said that. I think I'll wait for the movies to come out. I'll bet I'll like those better.
You don't say.
I do say. Hey, you must have seen them. Hey, you must have seen them. What being in the future? Are they any good?
They are not.
Hooey to that. Like I even believe you.
The books are pretty interesting, though, if somewhat dense. They're supposedly heavily allegorical, veiled representations of cosmic events surrounding the witch and her boss and how all this came about. It's the kind of thing you wouldn't pick up on unless you were someone who understood what happened, like the Condis, which was kind of the point. I think it was her way of letting the witch know, I'm on to you. In the early days of the resistance movement, they both opposed her more indirectly, through their art, like critics of tyrannical governments often used to. They had to be careful, didn't want to make big waves too early. My bro did this too, with his many fine films. Practically everything was a symbol for everything. For something. Either in mockery of the Better Witch or conveying some hidden message to its audience. Each film was always rigorously picked apart for its head-scratching, symbolic meaning. But he managed to accomplish all that without ever compromising the purity of his ironic vision, which I think was admirable. God, no.
Fuck yes, the Sabaj films rule. Screw the haters. That's what I say.
Movie.
You also say that about Weekend at Bernie's.
Man, that is a scandalous mischaracterization. Nobody hates Weekend at Bernie's. The WAB films are generally regarded as so unremarkably mediocre they don't even attract any trolls who care enough to shit on it. Believe me, I've tried to get in debates with people about it.
What I wouldn't give for Complacency of the Learned to be a real book series and the Spaj movies.
Yeah.
Oh
What I
my
wouldn't
God.
give. What I would not give to pick those things apart for their like symbolism.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Imagine.
you pretty much touche'd the fuck out of that. But we are definitely in agreement about my bro's films as the masterstrokes they were. He just kept cranking them out, too. He really stepped up production after 11/11/11, even though the cat was finally out of the bag. He was very dedicated to his craft.
Dang, I can hardly wait to see them.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath about that.
I don't know how to voice that.
Oh wait, no, it was you missed
Shit.
it.
Eat dead!
Why not?
Oh fuck, I skipped a thing.
You skipped why
Oh
not?
no. Why not?
Man, fuck it. I'll just send you them. Just keep a lid on them. We don't need any weird causality shit rearing its head here. That would be dumb.
I will guard each glistening compression artifact with my life, as if a jewel pilfered from a tomb.
Which was the last you saw?
Well, there was Sabaj the Mavovi and Sabaj the film. The film. Oh yeah, and Sabaj the Moval. I think Sabaj the Moiv is still in production, right? But honestly, I get confused about which particular misspelling is attributed to which film, even if I'm getting the misspellings right.
The key to sorting it all out is to understand it doesn't actually matter. Through video streaming services, he would frequently set it up so that buying a certain title would ship you the wrong film. And often titles for movies were available for sale that just straight up didn't exist. Or would be sold for dollar amounts that made no sense, like $280, $890.1. And sometimes buying a download would actually deposit money into your account instead of deducting from it. It was all part of the experience.
So he made
God.
like one of the
More.
this,
About Dave's
this
films.
Dave made one of the most like worldwide ARGs in existence.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
Dave's
Fucking
films,
Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff.
Alpha Dave's
Yeah.
films almost seem like they fill the kind of niche that Homestuck fills in our universe.
yeah.
Oh my god.
That's exactly what it is. Like, I was thinking about how, like, people pick apart every single iota of Homestuck, and I was like, that's exactly what I would do with Smosh!
It's an elaborate troll done as performance art that people get completely obsessed over.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your forebears are certainly entrepreneurial, if nothing else. I can get behind the idea of making a killing if it meant I also got to be as good at doing adventures as I hope to be. Did they ever bring the battle to the witch's doorstep, or were the blows dealt strictly through public masquerades and theatrics?
Yeah, they got pretty deep into the shit eventually. They were both very skilled combatants. I'm pretty sure she had some weird powers too.
Powers, you say?
Communion with occult forces. Something like that. She knew things. Had visions. It's why she was able to write those books. And more importantly, why Roxy and I were able to survive here.
How?
They knew we would be here someday, so they prepared for our arrival. I live in what used to be my bro's old apartment 400 years ago. The whole city is gone, but this one unit was somehow protected. He left some supplies for me here, like a lifetime supply of orange soda in the crawl space, along with a fuck ton of Sabaj merch. It was like discovering my own personal holocaust of bulbous jutting bottoms. Plus some weapons, some other gear, and a killer pair of shades. Roxy's mom used to live in her place too, and left some stuff she might need laying around. This was way before there were Carapacian colonies, though. I think her house must have been a kind of kernelized structure, like a potential colony. Something built to undergo modular self-replication if activated. I'm sure her mom knew that. It's been a good way for Rox to blend in. I stick out like a sore thumb here, of course, but it hasn't really been a problem yet.
So, they knew you would show up in the future someday and prepared for that. Does that mean they also knew they weren't going to be able to stop the witch?
Probably. But they went down fighting anyway.
Wow, that's brave and kind of sad.
Yeah. But wouldn't you?
Of course! You always go down guns blazing. That's what a hero does when he loves adventure and has guns. If there's one thing movies have taught me, besides the fact that using a corpse as a silly puppet is friggin' hilarious, it is that fact!
It's not like their rebellion was totally futile. They took a lot of shitheads down with them.
Who?
Sympathizers.
Ugh. Just the thought of such scoundrels turns my stomach.
They should. In order for you to understand, I'll have to fill you in on the ridiculous final gasp of human civilization, taking place over the several decades leading up to its absolute enslavement. The decades which immediately followed the rebranding. Haunting. As I mentioned,
Are y'all ready for their actual presidential campaign?
we're not even talking about it. As I mentioned, Crocker Corps rebranded on 3/11, as it was often referred to in the news, totally changed everything. It marked the beginning of a completely shameless downward spiral of Western civilization, through a series of events that were probably hard to notice at the time, but quite glaring when evaluated historically. Though the Baroness made very few substantive gestures of aggression, the global fear of her looming threat would trigger all the changes she needed. Governments prepared for war, as if to defend against the invading alien army she undoubtedly commanded. But of course, she had no army. She was always the only of her kind. Instead, the world powers were only setting about to build her armies for her. The media deteriorated into this preposterous circus that was in all practical ways inseparable from the power base and government institutions. Popular entertainers became dangerous demagogues, and their roles in the media blurred with those of executive authority. And the most dangerous were the ones who fed into the fear and hysteria most effectively. These tended to be plants, unscrupulous shills paid by the Baroness to move her agenda forward.
Dang. I would like to think I will not be suckered by the silvery tongues whenever they come along.
Well, the thing is, most of them are already on the scene in your time.
Who?
Ever hear of Guy Fieri?
No? I don't think so.
You're fortunate then. He was an especially degenerate piece of filth. He used his connections and guile to wriggle into the spotlight and then on to other positions of power. He somehow landed on the U.S. Supreme Court. Over the years, other justices started mysteriously disappearing without being replaced.
At this point, I would take him over what we've got.
After
Oh my
helping
God.
rewrite the Constitution to form an incomprehensible patchwork of fascism, theocratic mandates, recipes, and bad rap lyrics, he weaseled his way up the ranks to become the High Chaplain of Interstellar War. I'm just gonna cut to the chase, because really this ain't a big history lesson here. He eventually came to be regarded as the third and final Antichrist. No other human in history was responsible for more death and suffering.
Wait, who were the first two?
I'm assuming
There's a-
Hitler was
there's a
one of
lot
them.
of
Rosemary's
options.
Baby?
But there's a ton of options.
I love Homestuck.
It sure is.
God.
There's
That
too
boorish
many
cur!
options.
Yes, that's exactly the phrase I would use to describe someone responsible for the extermination of 5 billion people. It was just so uncivilized of him.
How could such an atrocity be allowed to happen? Was his personal magnetism really that overwhelming?
Maybe overwhelming in the wrong direction, yeah. But it didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual decline in the integrity of the system that allowed it. Eventually, the wheels came off and the political scene mirrored the absurdity of the media circus. By the time presidents Jay and Dope were elected, Western civilization had officially fucked itself over forever, and I think everyone knew it.
Oh no! When does that happen?
2024, the last free election the world would ever see.
There it is. There
Guys,
it is.
this is feeling a little. I need a safe space. I need an adult.
It's a 1-to-1. It's a 1-to-1.
It's
I am an adult.
insane, unbelievable, guy.
God.
Oh god.
He was
this,
trying to tell us the whole time.
The
This
whole
was
time.
written in 2012.
That's
Hussey
why he was
actually
saying-
a visionary.
That's why he was telling us that Spaj was picked apart. Yeah, it was all irony, but underneath it was the message. He was trying to tell us the whole time, guys.
So, like, they were on the ticket together as president and vice president?
No, man. They were both president. They were the first dual presidents of the United States of America. Also the last. They were also the first and last Juggalo presidents. The Founding Fathers warned us about this, but nobody listened.
They did? Warned us about what exactly?
Also, what party did they get nominated? Or is that just
they
not
were-
even...
This is not even.
They
Don't worry
were-
about it.
They were absolutely third party and just fucking
Green
wiped
party,
it.
I'm sorry.
They wiped it so well that they had their own party. It was the Juggalo party. I'm calling it.
Okay.
We're here representing the
Tracks.
Dark Carnival Party. That's right.
They overwhelmed even the Electoral College. That's just how much charismatic power they had.
God.
All right.
The Senate drowned in Fago.
Oh,
The
no.
mirthful executives. George Washington had prophetic nightmares about them. He tried to warn people and get language amended to the Constitution to prevent it. like forbidding the election of what he famously described as a pair of salty bards or unruly jesters given to the sweet drink. But everyone just thought he toked too hard on the colonial cannabis or whatever.
I'm not sure I follow. These are like clown presidents or such?
Yes, they were a shitty rap duo from your time, but they ran a hell of a campaign. By then, the Juggalo Party had gotten huge. While the
There you go.
numerous... Okay, yeah.
Called it!
While the numerous other candidates split the moderate vote, they retained a very energized and devoted base. You could say their party had a big tent.
Dirk, I really dislike the future
Uh-oh.
Oh.
you're describing.
Hey, me too. They were swept into office on a wave of Fago, and the presidential inauguration was the biggest gathering of the Juggalos of all time. They all hosed each other down on the White House lawn with shitty soda. The DC and the Capitol thereafter officially stood for Dark Carnival. Of course, their campaign was helped considerably by having support from the Baroness. In retrospect, people developed the impression that it was all part of her sick sense of humor. There was this sense that she just loved the idea of delegating the extreme subjugation of the world's population to a pair of demented clown rappers. Some have speculated this was just another way she was attempting to resurrect her previous model of governance, though this seems kind of far-fetched to me. Who the fuck ever heard of an alien juggalo? To me, this is about as stupid as the crackpot theories get.
God.
Just wait until you see who Jane has the hate hots for, buddy.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Just
I
you
still
wait,
don't really-
my guy.
I still don't really know what a juggalo is. Do they juggle?
Don't worry about it. People were less prepared for a double juggalo presidency than they ever imagined. Like, I'm not even going to get into all the horrifying details. Trust me, you just start to feel dirty reading it. From the moment Fieri held up the Bible to swear them in, and the three of them proceeding to publicly defecate on it while freestyling rap lyrics, that was it. Everyone in the world watching it on TV just said, well, show's over. Civilization was pretty cool while it lasted. The next several grueling terms of their presidency was a weird combination of authoritarian practices. The Baroness used it as a puppet regime, while still basically giving them carte blanche to figure out their idiotic whims. Fago was pumped through the plumbing instead of tap water. The new national pastime was having type 2 diabetes. And the national anthem was replaced by a 3-minute high reverb audio clip of President J farting into a microphone while laughing. Chaplain Fieri was authorized to set up
3
the death
minutes?
camps, in which anyone on the planet could be imprisoned if they were not deemed sufficiently mirthful. And so the cleansing began, priming humanity for its new ruler waiting in the wings. This was when our ancestors had enough. The resistance movement had failed, but they could at least bring the war criminals to justice. My bro finally caught up with the presidents and challenged them to a duel. They accepted, having for years regarded him as a cocky rival rapper who failed to show them the proper respect. In their arrogance, they invited him into the foul belly of the carnival, believing they could teach him once and for all what it truly meant to be down with the clown. For centuries thereafter, survivors of the Holocaust would cite the rooftop showdown as one of the
Take
most
two.
heroic moments in human history. He killed them both.
You're so fucking cool, Dave.
God.
Fortunately, as they were only figureheads, no liberation followed. There would be no parades in the streets, or statues cast, or medals awarded. The few witnesses report seeing only a man with a sword on a shitty skateboard, gently rising onto the night sky.
Unreal
No one-
air!
No one ever saw him again.
God.
He just
Oh my
managed to get into
God.
space and then suffocated and died.
He went out on his own terms, damn it.
Meanwhile, Roxy's mom was tracking down the High Chaplain. His crimes had already been committed. She couldn't repay them by any stretch of the imagination. but she could wipe the bloodstained grin off that fat bastard's face. She gouged his eyes with a pair of needles.
Unironically, I fucking love this backstory for them.
Yeah.
And
It
rode
is
his
so good.
torso. And rode his torso to the bottom of the bloody falls. Reports of what happened to our ancestors after that are sketchy. There were no eyewitness accounts I've found, but some believe they regrouped and confronted the Condess herself. With all her high-ranking officers dead and the human population decimated and sufficiently groomed for her arrival, there was no reason to stay behind the scenes anymore. After those dreadful years of putting up with a more vulgar brand of authoritarianism, when she finally stepped forward to claim her throne, it actually came off as somewhat dignified, elegant in a way. She was no less severe, but at least she knew how to act like an empress.
So she had decorum, is what you're saying.
But even if they did manage to confront her, there was no way they could win. She had too many crazy alien powers. Her boss supposedly had jacked her power level through the roof. I even heard, and don't quote me on this, that she may have been over 9,000.
Oh,
Heavens to
shit!
Betsy, that figure is just absurd.
Yeah. And that's not even to speak to one of the generic smorgasbord of other powers she was rumored to have. It gets hard to separate the fact from the urban myth. But for reference, if you want to believe it all, just picture all the X-Men combined into one sexy fish woman in a skin-tight suit.
Whoa, mama.
Whore.
Well, whatever actually went 13. Whatever actually went down, they're surely both dead now. I guess it had to happen like that, though. There's no way the Condess would allow us to be born within even a century of our genetic forebears. The thought of that was completely disgusting to her. But I really would have liked to be able to meet them. I guess some things would just be too awesome to ever stand a chance of happening.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Wait,
What?
Dirk, didn't you tell me at some point that you did find evidence that the witch killed them?
As of now? No.
Are you sure? I swear I remember you saying something about that.
How could I have said anything like that before today? This was obviously the first time I mentioned any of this.
Oh, I'm just having the nuttiest deja vu thing going on now. I feel weird. I guess I am mistaken. Never mind.
It's happening. He's doing it.
Okay, I will disregard your anomalous observation for now and continue conversing as if it never happened.
Right, good plan. Anywho, that's a heck of a tragic and thrilling tale, Dirk. I'm still totally cockeyed and catawampus about it all, and I don't even know what to think.
Well, you believe me, right?
Oh yeah, every word of it.
Wow.
Why shouldn't I? You are my friend and I trust you.
I still just think it's impressive is all, even after all this time. You're pretty much a one of a kind dude.
Not really, I just like believing in stuff and believing in people. Wait, what do you mean?
About what?
When you said after all this time, you just told me now.
Yes.
Hang on. Blah, the deja vu shit is happening again. Okay, I'm sure we've had this conversation before. So many things are familiar. I remember you saying the one-of-a-kind dude thing, and I remember saying the word catawampus, and all of it. What's going on?
Took you long enough to figure it out. Pages really are a slow-burning class. Damn.
Figure out what?
You're asleep.
Oh, that's right. I fell off the platform thing, and I guess it got knocked out?
Yep,
So I'm dreaming.
kinda. It's a dream bubble.
What's that?
A place in the infinite abyss where sleeping people can share dreams with each other while revisiting memories. Also, where they can meet dead people.
So we are sharing a dream together? And you are currently asleep too? Currently in the future?
No. Even if I was, I wouldn't visit a dream bubble. That only happens when your dream self is dead, like yours is. Mine is not.
I guess I understand. So what's the deal then? Wait, you said this is where you meet dead people, too. Shit, Dirk, are you dead? Are you a ghost?
No, dude, chill. I'm fine.
Then what the fuck is going on? Who am I talking to?
Well, who are the people you talk to when you have a regular dream?
What?
Like, just a boring, normal dream, and there's a person you're talking to. Who is that?
I don't know?
It's nobody. Just a projection of your own mind. Dream bubbles don't always need to be shared by dreamers or dead people. You can go to sleep and wake up in one alone, reliving an old memory. Kind of like a normal dream. Until you remember it's just a memory. Which is where we are now.
Okay, so I'm having like a lucid dreamy thing in a magic bubble and you are just a figment of my imagination?
Yes, basically.
So I'm talking to myself? That's kind of stupid.
Well, yeah, but not quite. You could view me as a projection of the real Dirk within your mind as expressed through all your thought patterns about him. So I'm kind of a splinter of his corporeal self who happens to live in your awareness. I'm a startlingly close approximation to the real thing for all intents and purposes.
Just how startlingly close are we talking?
I'm not going to give you a bogus percentage like the glasses, because that's not my shtick, but pretty damn close.
Okay, that's fair. But, man, there's something that feels kind of weird about this. You being in my head? It's a little messed up.
What's messed up about it? You were the one who put me here, with your intimate understanding of all his mannerisms and predilections. In a splintered existence is pretty much how he rolls. This is how shit is, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry for saying it's messed up, but it's still a bit frustrating. I've been trying to talk to you all day, but all I get is your pesky responder bedeviling me at every turn, and your friggin' robot punching me across the ocean, and then throwing weird tantrums and ripping his nuclear heart out in front of me. And if that weren't enough, I tumbled off the doohickey and knocked myself out, and now I'm strolling through memory lane with your fake brain ghost. It's like you're surrounding me from all sides with imitations of yourself, but never the real you! Cheese and fucking crackers, when do I just get to talk to the actual Dirk?
Jake, what do you even know about someone's actual self? What makes it actual? What is actuality?
Oh, shitty question. I don't know anything about actuality, I guess, but I know some philosophabble horseshit when I dad blasted hear it.
I'm just saying, this isn't really your field of expertise. Dirk is the heart guy. He's the one walking the path of self, even when he doesn't know it. Like right now.
But what does that mean? And how can you really be made of only my thoughts when I don't even know what you're talking about sometimes? Or when I didn't know some of the things you're telling me about, like being in a dream bubble? How can I talk about that stuff through Brain Ghost Dirk? How can I tell myself about that stuff through Brain Ghost Dirk?
Who says you don't know those things on some level?
I don't think I do. Hey, I have no business knowing those things.
Pages have a lot of untapped potential. That's practically all there is to the class, actually. But when they eventually find it, look out. And the ones who deal in hope, shit, man. I'm scared of you already, and I'm not even real.
I love the pluralification of Jake English.
True.
And he just doesn't even get it, too, because he's perceiving it as a pluralification of Dirk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a mix of both.
It
Brain
really
Ghost Dirk is
It's
kind of a
ridiculous.
mix of Jake's powers and Dirk's powers, kind of
Yeah.
manifesting as the thing.
A ghost love child, if you would.
God.
I'll be making your stream worse for this entire...
Yeah, clearly.
The things you can say about this comic sometimes.
Yeah.
Awful. Actually awful.
You're welcome. I've said like 4 things this time that's like, why would you say that?
Why
Well,
would you say
I?
that? God.
You're welcome. You love me.
Are you sure you aren't real? No offense, but I kind of get the same smartass vibe from you as I do from the responder. Like, ha ha, I have the same basic personality as Dirk, but without any accountability or anything, so let me just be kind of a flippin' and mess with this Jake fella's head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, That's a surprisingly decent observation about me.
Yeah, see, I think I maybe did a little too good of a job brain cloning you. This is like way too much like talking to the real fake Dirk. Holy cow, what a dumb sentence that was.
You did a good
You're
job.
telling me.
A perfect job, in fact. Untapped potential, remember? I don't think one of Dirk's splinters could exist nearly as well in anyone's mind other than yours.
Well, that's just biffy for me, but I'm starting to feel somewhat like I'm being haunted by you now. I just want to talk to my real buddy, and by real I mean the original guy!
What do you even want to say to him?
Oh, I don't know.
It's not like you can keep any secrets from me here. I pretty much am your brain.
Ah, no, don't say that, it's so weird!
You do realize he's coming for you. Dirk, in the real world. The man has his designs.
Yes, I know.
Want to
Guys,
talk
it's
about it?
the most in-character factive.
Oh my god.
We found it!
Wow.
Christ.
With you? No, that's like talking about it to... That's like talking to him about it, which is really like jumping the gun, I think.
What better chance is there to try talking about it than with the stunt double for your hyper-aggressive suitor within the safety and privacy of your own mind?
But I can't yet. I just can't. There's some feelings I'm not sure how to put into words, and doing it in front of you, whether you're a stunt double or a brain puppet or whatever, just makes me feel uncomfortable.
So there are feelings you don't want to try to put into words, even while you are dwelling entirely within the realm of your own mind.
Yes. What is so hard to understand about that?
What about the spider ghost?
Huh?
The girl you saw. When you got fucking clobbered by Dirk's robot and you passed out. You dreamed about a spider ghost alien girl.
Oh yeah. What about her?
You like her.
Man, what? That's dumb. I saw her for 3 seconds and she waved at me and I woke up.
Yeah, and it took all of 3 seconds for you to fall in love with the cute spider ghost.
Why do you keep calling her a ghost?
Because she's been dead for a zillion years, dude.
Oh. Well, holy shit.
That won't change the fact that you like her. Let's not pretend it will. You're gonna make things complicated for yourself.
No, I won't.
Yeah, you will. You're too fucking wishy-washy. Between Dirk, Spider Ghost, Jane... Man, poor Jane.
What? What about Jane?
You tell me. What was even the deal with that?
Our last chat ended on a very pleasant and amicable terms. She was upbeat and chipper as ever. I fail to see what reason one might have to feel sorry for her.
Yeah. You totally read her like a book. Really handled that conversation like a champ.
Wait, didn't I?
Look out, bitches. It's Jake Casanova, Lady Slayer English. He's packing hate and is frequently able to parse the literal meaning of things women say.
What are you getting at?
We're running out of time. She'll be here soon.
Jane?
No, doofus. Spider Ghost.
Whoa. Whoa, okay. Wait, she is? Oh, fuck.
Look at you. I'm telling you. 3 damn seconds of oogling an alien in a blue dress and you're completely hopeless. Stop fidgeting around like that. Your hair looks fine. Do you want me to tell you how your breath smells?
Screw you. I am cool as such a cucumber.
Okay then.
Why? Does my breath not smell okay?
You're dreaming, Jake. Your breath is only a thing if your brain wants it to be.
Oh, okay, phew. When is she coming? Why is she visiting my dreams?
Soon. She's been waiting for the right moment, the right time to enter. Waiting for you to snap out of the memory. Clearly the girl has the patience of a saint.
Alright. Dang, it's warm in this dream bubble. How can I be sweating in a dream? Where do I keep the dream towels?
Will you calm the fuck down? I'm a figment of your imagination and you're still making me nervous.
But really, who is she? What's her deal, and what does she want from me? Since all this so-called untapped potential in my subconscious taking the form of yet another sassy Dirklum seems to know everything, would it be okay if I trouble my own brain for a few flippin' answers?
You should try to be more polite to me, seeing as I am a representation of your entire mind. I have complete control over all your basic functions. I could trigger a particularly spirited bowel movement right here before she gets here, so watch your step.
Ah, no, I'm sorry, don't!
Just kidding, dude. Jesus. I would never make you shit your pants in front of a girl you liked, even if she does happen to be my chief competition. We Dirk Splinters can be pretty Machiavellian, but we do actually have some fucking standards.
Okay, thank you for promising to keep my trousers tidy.
Anyway, she's visited now to bring you into the loop on some things. Important details you should know about your relation to the bigger picture. The much, much bigger picture.
I don't understand how you know, or excuse me, my brain knows this stuff. Because I'm a page? How the hell does that make sense? And also, if you know the things she will say, why don't you just tell me the things?
Intuition and the subconscious mind are powerful things when harnessed the right way. As for why I don't tell you, why not just let her tell you? You're the one with a damn crush on her.
Okay, dude, she's here, shush!
I know.
Oh man,
What the fuck are you looking at me for? Say something to her, jackass.
okay, I will, you're distracting me though. Can you scoot over a bit?
Oh my god. Fine.
Hi there, welcome. Don't mind him, he's just a brain clone of my best friend. I know that sounds crazy.
Bro, she can't even see or hear me. You're making a fool of yourself.
My headphones fucking disconnected. Give me a sec.
no.
Yeah, no worries.
I have had like 3 other cursed things run through my brain in this dialogue, and I'm just saying out loud I'm being good.
See, the only curse thing that came to my brain was with him saying
Okay, they're back.
is just like the fucking motherfuckers who do the anime voice just sorry, don't mind him. He's a brain clone of my best friend. I know that sounds crazy.
Because maybe that's actually how he fucking sounded. Consider. Consider. Also, one of the cursed things that I was thinking that I just have to say is unpopular opinion. People are gonna hate this. To me, Jake reads demi-heteroflexible.
Interesting.
To me, he's okay with being with dudes, but he gets so hot and bothered over any women that even slightly sport blue.
Yeah. I can see where you're coming from with that. Yeah.
He's not into dudes, but women.
I mean, same.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. He's so based for that. Yeah, I guess I could be attracted to men, but women.
Women.
Luna, do you want me to read the last Dirk thing?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just had a technical difficulty.
Bro, she can't even see or hear me. You're making a fool of yourself.
Wait, she can't? Why didn't you tell me that? You're really throwing me off here.
I don't know. I guess I didn't think you were gonna have a neurotic meltdown at the sight of a girl.
I thought you were supposed to know the stuff like that, seeing as you are literally my brain!
God damn it. Will you just chillax and woo this fucking ghost babe?
How can I chillax when you keep talking to me? It's really disconcerting.
You are totally embarrassing yourself, dude. You're talking to nobody. Man, I'm starting to feel bad for Spider Ghost. Look at her. She's getting uncomfortable.
Just shut up! I can't think!
You are being so lame. I don't care if I'm a figment of your imagination or not. I can't take this bullshit. Either you get your shit together or put the moves on this dead space vixen, or I start fucking with your cortex and make you pop a dream boner.
Oh god, no! Don't you dare!
You don't think I'll do it?
No, please, please, please do not give me a boner, Dirk!
Sorry, Jake. The plan's in motion. Next stop, Boner City.
So that was the plan all along? To give me a boner?
And
He's
you
screaming this in front of her, guys.
got one.
You motherfucker! Oh, tee-hee, a false alarm. I see. Very funny, cool guy. I think you are full of shit. You're bluffing. You don't even have the power to give me a phantasmal erection.
Jake, please.
Oh, God.
Members of the Juggalo party aren't the only ones who can pitch a big tent.
Then go ahead. Make my
Oh.
fucking day. I'm ready for you. You think I'm afraid? I'll take your boner magic like a man. I'm not ashamed. I will stand tall and proud at full mast in front of this pretty alien. Do your worst, you bastard!
Fucking
This is so
Christ.
stupid. You were out of your mind, and this is coming from your mind itself. I can't even watch
He's
this.
screaming this in front
I'm
of
outta here.
her.
Well, good riddance to ironic hipster douchewad rubbish is what I have to say about that.
I wonder what Jack's up to right now.
What? I mean, what? Who's Jack?
Just talk to the girl, okay? You have some damage control to do.
Jack, start jailbreak
So
adventure.
fucking funny.
Jesus Christ.
That whole time, it was like playing cinematically in my head of like it from Jake's perspective and then cutting to Arania's perspective where he's
Oh
just
my god.
staring. So like it's Jake like screaming at this like kind of TV static version of Dirk, and then it cuts to Arania looking at him screaming at a corner.
God, I'm just imagining like all this such intense music playing, and then it switches over to Arania, and it's just flat silent.
Yeah, no,
No,
just
it's
him
playing
screaming.
Elevator Stuck.
God.
I should really learn how to animate, because that'd be a hilarious thing for me to do.
God.
God.
Yeah. Jess, are you still doing Jack?
I suppose. You wake up locked in a deserted jail cell, completely alone. There is nothing at all in your cell, useful or otherwise.
Jack, attempt to pry open window.
There are no objects around with which to pry open window. Look at that. This frame is precisely identical to the previous frame. You advanced nothing whatsoever with that dumb idea. Do you realize this adventure is nearing 5,000 panels? And now we have to watch you flounder around in a jail cell for God knows how long? Exactly how many panels do you want this to go on for? Over 9,000? Nobody wants that. Nobody even wants to hear the phrase over 9,000. You need to begin making better decisions if you want to escape.
Jack, get key.
What did you not understand about the statement, there is nothing at all in your cell, useful or otherwise? There is no key. It is an extremely crude drawing of a key on the floor. Really, the drawing is so bad it's ridiculous to think that some prankster thought it would fool you, which it did. Whoever drew this key clearly was employing the most primitive drawing tools available. You are obviously being fucked with in this stupid jail cell. You expect that you will continue to be fucked with, and it makes you wish you could stab something.
Jack, get pumpkin.
What fucking pumpkin? There is no pumpkin! Once again, there is nothing at all in your cell useful or... Oh, god damn it. Okay, a pumpkin appears. You guess it must be feeding time for the prisoners. These Perspidian jail cells are like luxury suites compared to the penal system on Dose. Should be the softest time you ever did.
Jack, consume pumpkin.
What a horrible idea. You don't eat fresh produce. The thought is revolting to you. What do you think these sharp teeth are for? Or what's left of them, at least. You'll have to make a note to file a protest with your lawyer. Complain of cruel and unusual treatment. That coddling criminal justice system will undoubtedly see to it you are given some proper meat to consume. Perhaps a prime cut of filet mignon, as if you are a guest of honor. What a bunch of powder puffs, with all the namby-pamby morals and compassion. This kingdom makes you sick.
This just in, all prospitions are vegetarian, and all Dursites are carnivores. This is canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack, look out window.
You step up on the little Kirby thing to get a better look outside. Can't make a plan without getting your bearings. The lone sentry is on duty below. You shout a few obscenities his way. You wonder aloud what a guy has to do to get a decent meal around here. Hey, you're talking to that guy! It's no use, though. He ignores you. You just look at that stoic face. The unshakable discipline. The stalwart sense of duty and pride. This is what it means to be a member of the Prospidian Royal Guard. What a load of shit, you grumble to yourself, but loud enough for him to hear.
Jack, inspect pumpkin.
That guy won't be of any use. You doubt you could even manage to lure him into your pissing radius, magnificent though it is. You give the pitiful gourd a little kick. Terrible thought occurs to you. What if you have no choice but to eat this awful thing? You can't let it come to that. You have to get out of here. Hold on. What's that?
Jack, take a closer look.
Eureka! Droll, you beautiful bastard.
Please look inside!
Looks like he snuck something inside the pumpkin to help you escape. Probably a bomb. You are going to have to remember to give him a promotion when you get out of here, or at least reduce his daily newspaper floggings.
Poor
You
guy.
think of a way to get the bomb out of there. Can't just smash it with your foot, or it might explode and take your leg off. Too bad they confiscated your knives, so you could slice the thing open neatly. Maybe even carve a funny face into it. You bet that you're the first guy who ever thought of doing that.
Jack, search for carving apparatus.
Hang on. Who remembers seeing some pointy things just outside the window? Luckily, both kingdoms are totally covered in pointy things. Can't swing a dead cat without impaling it on one.
Jack, take pointy thing.
You snap off a golden pointy thing. Should be sharp enough to do the trick.
Jack, carve pumpkin.
It slices through the meat of the vegetable like a sharp spire through thick squash. This is working so well. Who the hell needs a trusty knife when you're this resourceful? Screw knives! Yeah, you take it back. You can't stay mad at knives.
Jack, open it. Hi, generic client.
Hello.
Hi! You can taste your liberation already. You can't wait to hear the sweet ticking of the bomb that is definitely in there. That will be the sound of freedom, you decide. You pull the lid off to reveal a whole bunch of knives. God damn it, troll!
You're welcome.
So
dumb.
dumb. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Although now that you think about it, he might be by default, since he just sent you all the sharpest tools in the shed. Oh well, you can probably get some use out of these. You never once been disappointed to receive a pumpkin full of knives, and you're now about to make an exception.
Jack, empty pumpkin on the floor.
You take a quick inventory of the smuggled contraband. Hold on. Looks like he snuck something else in the pumpkin under all the knives. Something compromising.
Jack, examine compromising material.
The droll knows what it's like spending long, cold nights alone in the clink. A man needs a little reading material to keep him company, if you know what he means. If your skin wasn't made of polished jet black carapace, your cheeks would be turning bright red. No one can ever know about this. You must destroy the evidence, or disguise it somehow.
Jack, forged blade out of illicit literature.
None shall be the wiser. It is the perfect crime. When you bust out of prison, you should be locked right back up again because of how perfect this crime is.
That's actually, this is a reference to I think it's in Problem Sleuth when he makes the knife out of the Hunk Junk magazine.
I
I
feel
thought
like
that
there was
was,
a gag like that
jail-
originally in Jailbreak, and like
Was
the
it
Promise People
Jailbreak?
was a reference to that. Yeah, this whole
Okay.
thing's an extended
Yeah,
Jailbreak
I know it's a
reference.
jailbreak reference, but I didn't know if that
I
specific
haven't read
thing.
Jailbreak in forever.
I need to read it again. I think
All right,
'cause
let's
I
go
just
do it right now.
Yeah, right
Let's
now.
do it. Let's actually read Jailbreak after we're done streaming Homestuck. Like we finish Homestuck, let's just do the rest of the Hussy stories.
I
All
mean,
right,
we could.
it'll be a 20-minute stream.
Yeah, right. I I think I remember it's like
Then we could do
you make a
Problem
knife
Sleuth.
out of your Hunk Junk magazine. An elf sees a penis and begins to cry.
Yeah.
Jack,
So
throw a knife
you know,
down there to get that guy's attention. What?
you know how they say there's just no way that you've said a sentence that no one else has ever said before. I'm fairly certain Andrew Hussey has invented a few, like maybe
Yeah.
1,000.
Possibly. That should get the guy's attention. Unfortunately, it only keeps his attention until he dies, which is almost instantly. You need to come up with a better plan. While you would argue that random stabbings are their own reward, they aren't getting you any closer to escape.
Jack, examine exit.
And that door is locked tight. You're gonna need a key to open it. Preferably one that isn't horribly drawn on the floor to taunt you.
Jack, knock on door.
Maybe if you knock hard enough, just the right way, at just the right time. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait, no, not yet. Wait for it. Wait.
Jack, now.
Your clumsy fist accidentally flies through the bars, knocking out a passerby. Keys from his keyring jangle on the floor. It's quite possible one of those keys will unlock your door, but they're all well out of reach now. What next, genius?
Jack, use knife to snag one of the keys on the floor.
You see if a knife can adequately lengthen your reach, but it's no use. Still just outside
It's
of your
no
modest
use.
splashing radius. It's no use. No dice. Need a different approach. Wait a minute. Another guard notices your unauthorized tomfoolery and radios for backup.
Jack, beckon another guard over.
Yeah, he looks none too pleased by your misbehavior. This will surely result in reduced rations. You can expect to find a slightly smaller pumpkin in your cell come sky arise, mister. You keep beckoning him. Just a little closer. A little closer.
Jack, convince second guard to pick up keys for you.
You use a little persuasion to see if you can get him to... Jack, no! That is not how you convince someone to do something. It's supposed to save the stabbing until after you intimidate him into doing what you want. How exactly is a dead guy supposed to pick up some keys for you? Real smooth, Jack. What's the plan now? To bury the keys under a growing pile of torsos? This is turning out to be the second shittiest jailbreak attempt anyone has ever seen.
And the first?
Jack,
Jailbreak.
look around room.
Oh. I'm a dumbass.
The only remaining thing in the room with Noten is in the other corner of your cell. Just a transport pad prisoners are supposed to use as a waste receptacle. These were decommissioned in Durst prisons a long time ago. Too many prisoners' suicides. And severed heads showing up in the waste bins. None of those auto decapitations were authorized with the right paperwork, so privileges had to be suspended. You hear the door open and slam shut. Someone else is in your cell.
Jack, welcome guest.
And it looks like the sentry phoned downstairs for a little muscle. It's one of the regulator lugs they use to keep the gen pop in line. This guy has an itchy baton wrist, and that look in his eye you know all too well. He's not leaving this room until one of you is good and bloody.
Jack, be the other guy.
You attempt to be
I
this
had-
guy. Oh yeah, someone else should do it. This is not Jack
Yeah,
talking.
it's just.
You attempt to be this guy down here, but you can't be this guy down here because he's dead. But it does serve as a convenient cutaway for the vicious beating that is currently taking place in your cell. We don't need to be watching that kind of prison brutality. We take our sweet time looking at this dead body while terrible noises can be heard from your prison window. Okay, that should be long enough now. You can stop being this guy now.
Jack, stop being that guy.
You stop being the other guy in time for us to see that you have just finished quickly and cleanly subduing the... Jack. Jack, the man is dead. Stop that. Jack. Jack. Jack.
Jack, apologize to guard's body.
You start to feel sorry for stabbing that guy with 7 knives in the back and bashing his face into the door 89 times. Well, maybe not all 89 times. For the first 88 you felt pretty good. But by the 89th face bashing, you were definitely starting to feel pretty sorry. And by sorry, yeah, you guess you mean bored. Anyway, you mutter something under your breath that could easily sound like an apology to someone who wasn't listening very well.
Jack, give Guy a proper funeral.
Whatever the state of your contrition might be, there can be no question about it. A man dedicated to royal service deserves a proper and dignified funeral. However, since there is no casket in your cell that is nearly big enough for this lug's hefty torso, you will have to improvise.
Jack, seek alternative casket.
You sever the god's head with your most trusted of all trusty knives, and begin sizing up that hollowed pumpkin. It'll definitely be snug, but you think you can make it fit.
Jack, make it fit.
You don't care what anyone says. You say this pumpkin was made for this fucker's melon. Fits like a damn glove.
Jack, close it up.
Perfect. A textbook burial for a man of honor and distinction. The sacrifices made by our public servants don't get anywhere near the respect they deserve, you think.
Jack, bring casket over to receptacle.
His funeral will not be complete without a proper send-off. That stinking garbage dump is no place for the head of a brave soldier to rest. No, you must first make some modifications to the device. Doing odd time behind bars will motivate a man to learn a trick or two when it comes to systems like this.
Jack, pry open panel with knife.
You open it up and switch a few wires around. There, now instead of a nasty old pile of rotten pumpkin matter, the destination should be the throne room of the Prosperian Palace. Surely the Queen will want to be alerted to the noble sacrifice of this brave warrior so that arrangements can be made to honor the hero.
Jack, send him off.
Look inside.
I like that he scratched out the please.
And also the
Yeah.
exclamation mark.
And he turned the club into a spade. You hear the door open again, followed by the sound of surly footsteps. Could it be that another glutton for a good face bashing has decided to visit your cell?
Jack, greet visitor.
Ah, you see. It appears there are quite a few said gluttons this time. Settle down, gentlemen. There are more than enough face bashings to go around.
Jack, quick, be the other guy again.
You be the other guy again while they beat you senseless.
Other guy, be Jake. Suddenly, you aren't the other guy anymore. You couldn't quite be the other guy anyway since he's dead, even though deadness hasn't really stopped us from being guys before. Nevertheless, the dead guy starts being Jake, who is not a dead guy. Well, his dream self is dead, but his non-dead, non-dream self isn't. And that's the guy we're being. A guy who is asleep. That non-dead sleeping guy is presently talking to a non-sleeping dead ancient spider ghost, who long ago earned the achievement badge, Gift of Gab, and boy does she know how to use it.
Who
That
is
sure is a lot of
Arania?
words.
Attempt to get a Gab in edgeways. Yeah, who's being Arania, whatever.
I'll take it unless people think I've taken up too much space in this dream.
I
No.
had like a couple pages, but like I don't. If there's somebody who hasn't talked at all, like I totally get it.
I feel like Jess and Jel can rock, paper, scissors somehow.
Oh, I'm paralyzed with indecision.
Can I do
think-
it?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, like I don't know how much I read, but it was just the beginning.
Go
All
for
right.
it.
Well, Jake, do you have anything to say?
Mm,
I think I've spent enough time introducing myself. You've hardly said a word. It would be nice to know whether my long story has confounded you in any particular way, or if you're just being shy. Yes? Jake, I understand this is very much to learn all at once, but do you really want me to keep speaking until I am blue in the face? You appear to be perspiring heavily. There is no reason to be so nervous, especially considering you are only dreaming.
shit. Sorry, I don't know where I put the dream towels.
It's okay. Well, at the risk talking about myself a little bit more, I feel it would be dishonest not to confess.
I think they made a typo here. I think there's supposed to be an of.
Yeah. Well, at the risk of talking about myself a little bit more, I feel it would be dishonest not to confess.
What?
I am a fairly gifted psychic.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
Like you can see the future? Are they ghost powers or troll powers? Or wait, shucks, that's a dumb sounding question.
No, that was a fine question. They're troll powers. Sometimes those of my blood type will have them naturally. And no, they are not prognosticative prognosticative. Oh, I said it right. They are not prognosticative abilities. They let me access another's mind in a way that can be terribly invasive if abused.
Invasive?
Yes, including the ability to control minds when fully exploited.
Uh-oh.
But don't worry. They don't seem to work the same way on your species. They're considerably weaker. The most I can do is get an empathetic impression of your emotional state. So if I speculate that you are shy or nervous, it is because I can sense that you are.
Aw, man, you're kidding. So much for trying to be cool, I guess. Although I probably blew that when you saw me yelling at nobody about boners and stuff.
I wouldn't say you blew it, but that was certainly odd. Who were you talking to, if you don't mind me asking?
Sorry, for like a split second, I saw like
Yeah, I jump
Briska-
scare.
Briska jump scare. What was that?
Greeting. Ha!
It was me tabbing over to another thing, and it like for a second.
So yeah, Jace has a Vriska Miku screensaver, but that's not doing it justice. It really.
I think
it's a bit
I was getting
impossible to
food
describe.
when y'all talked about that earlier before stream.
Yeah, we're
I was
trying to
eating up
figure her out.
tamales from Trader Joe's. Anyway, that was like the brain ghost memory splinter of my best friend Dirk, who's stuck in my head and you can't see. And he was kind of hassling me and trying to get me to talk to him about how his real self is a thing for me, but I kind of think it would be weird to talk to his brain imposter about that. At least for now. And then you showed up and you caught me at an awkward moment where he was threatening to make some bodily functions happen in front of you as a joke, which would have been an embarrassing as all blasted heck. But now it turns out you can read my mind too, so now I'm surrounded by I'm surrounded by brain invaders. You seem cool around here, but when am I going to wake up?
I am not a brain invader, though. I said I can only sense your emotions. I think it's polite to let people know before long. Otherwise, I begin to feel a bit underhanded.
Okay, I guess that's not too bad. I think I can keep my feelings buttoned up. That is what strong and adventurous gentlemen do, I think. They keep a stiff upper lip, and even on the inside. That way they are never embarrassed and feel slightly more brave about stuff.
But you don't have to. That was not the point of my telling you. I'm used to sensing many things from people. There aren't any feelings you could have that would be that surprising to me or compromising to you. I really just want you to relax for the brief time we have in this bubble and talk to me.
Gotcha. But what should I talk about?
Well, I have spent almost no time examining this iteration of your universe. The gods have given me very little access to it through the memories of others until now. I believe they are finally beginning to bridge the divide between long estranged compartments of reality, allowing previously unintroduced parties to mingle. Those from different universes, both their initial iterations and their scratched reboots. Those from different spheres, ones of creative potential and of mortality. Though all they attempt to bring closure. Through us all, they attempt to bring closure to unsanctioned loops and restore stability to the cosmos. So I am curious about you and your friends. What is your life like?
My life? I wish I could say it was more interesting, but actually it's been a mite lackluster. There are monsters, but I try to stay away from them, to tell you the truth. It's mostly just me sitting around here watching movies and stuff, and sometimes polishing firearms. Guns are sweet. So are movies. This is a terrible story.
I understand. The same is mostly true for myself. I can sense that you are either very impressed or in some way intimidated by me. But when it comes down to the basics, a description of my life would be boring as well. Why don't you show me around?
Show you around my room? Yes, okay. Well, there are some guns. Like I said, guns are great. There is a whole mess of movie posters on the wall. You probably never heard of any of them being a dead alien and such.
Nope.
And I don't know. There's a desk which I use to work on silly projects, and that's been and that's my bed, I guess. And what else?
Dude, just FYI, you've been kind of staring at her.
What? Shh.
What was that?
Nothing.
I'm not trying to fuck you up here, I promise, but you gotta watch what you're thinking, remember?
Go away.
Oh, man. No. See that thought you just had? That's exactly what I'm talking about. She's a fucking empath, bro. She can pick up on shit like that.
Not listening to you.
Jake?
Nothing. It's cool.
You've got to be kidding. Did you seriously just say something that dirty? You must be doing this on purpose to spot me now. I mean, just wow, dude. That was X-rated as fuck.
No, no, stop. See, you're talking about it, and now I can't help it. You are psyching me into having dirty thoughts. Get fucking lost, you interloping brain douche.
Don't worry, I'm gone. It's like a goddamn peep show in here, and I feel like a sleazy piece of shit watching this from a dark corner of your mind. You've a graphic imagination, English. I'm kind of impressed.
Shut up, they're just thoughts. It's not even like I'm trying to have them. They don't mean anything!
Should I leave and come back during another dream?
No!
Okay, then. What's this? An illustrated story of some sort?
Oh, hey, whoa, let's not worry about that. It's nothing, really. Here, give me that, okay?
Why are you getting flustered about this literature? Is it pornographic? It does not strike me as indecent at a glance, though maybe our cultures have different standards.
What? No, it's not that at all. It's just, I don't know, just a nerdy comic I read. It's no big deal. There's gotta be other stuff to talk about. Let's see.
Jake.
Huh?
You know, it's not the first time I've sensed that someone felt a flushed attraction for me.
A flushed what's it? Oh my flipping gosh.
You really don't have to be so embarrassed. It's perfectly okay.
Oh god, you sense my stupid sexy thoughts. I knew it! God damn you, bogus brain strider. Someone needs to just kill me, or at least wake me up, make me wake up. This is so humiliating. I don't even... Can you please just slap me really hard? If not in retribution for my ungentlemanly train of thought, then at least to get me to wake up to save me from my own ceaseless buffoonery.
Actually, I do believe it would be within the scope of my abilities to get you to wake up. But do you really want me to do that?
Maybe?
If it is true that you think I'm attractive, then why wouldn't you want to spend a little more time here with me? What's the harm? Are you really in such a hurry to leave and feel sorry for yourself for no explicable reason?
Well, no.
I already told you, Jake. I'm used to sensing many different types of feelings. It's given me a different perspective on emotions than most have. For most, the feeling of others are often a mystery, so they're prone to speculation and paranoia about the motivations of people they meet. The emotions of others can seem like such well-guarded mysteries. People begin to believe that's how their own emotions should be treated as well. So when someone can read their thoughts easily, it feels like a violation. But to one accustomed to reading those thoughts, there isn't the same perception of violation or secrecy. It's more like examining other self-evident facts about a person, like taking note of their appearance. It's still hard for non-psychics to understand this, though. Even if you explain it to them, it can lead to some awkward relationships, unfortunately.
I imagine it would. So, you've sensed it when other fellows have had the hots for you, eh?
Fellows, yes. And ladies. It's happened.
Yow! You must have been popular, I guess.
Yow!
Yeah, it cut out the Z, so it was just yow.
I love when people voice things so over the top that Discord noise suppression stops recognizing it as human speech. And
Dude,
cuts
like,
it out. It's
there's
so good.
there is so much recording of me just like acting my fucking ussy off, and it just getting lost to the void in past episodes.
God, yeah.
I got so frustrated with it. Cause I'm like, damn it, people aren't hearing my top tier acting.
That's one of the
It's
reasons.
really fucking good is the thing.
That's one of the reasons why whenever like it was sober Gamzee, I was like, I'll take this one because Discord's gonna fuck up anyone else trying to do this.
Well, now that I've learned how to turn off noise suppression, I'm doing a lot better.
Yeah. Also,
I have noise suppression on because otherwise you will hear the sound of my fucking chair constantly. I am getting a new chair soon. But this current chair I have is so squeaky and you will be hearing it constantly because I tend to move around a lot.
God. Also, I love that we're all just in, like, voice chat just being like, Jelly's Arania is really good.
Thank you. So
is.
how I do Arania is I take Vriska, which is it's up here, and and instead of how I just basically talk just like I would for Vriska, but I make it just like a little more sultry, and I'm trying really hard to therapist you.
Just very
Ye-
hard
ye- yep.
therapization.
Yeah, so I draw it out the way that Vriska draws out all of her words, but it's just like trying so hard to not be a bitch.
Yeah.
All right, can we get another Yowza, please?
Yowza! You must have been popular, I guess.
Oh, no, not really. No, not really. The fact that I've been the fleeting object of attraction to a handful really paints the wrong social picture, I'm afraid.
That is hard to believe.
It's my experience that people very often underestimate their own likability. I sense that feeling all the time. Probably because they're in the dark about others' thoughts. They are usually in doubt, so they frequently err on the side of pessimism. In many cases, they would be surprised if they knew how many around them were open to friendship, or possibly something more. I would venture that if you had such a sense, you even might be surprised yourself.
Ha, that's a laugh. I am quite sure my only suitor is my best bro, and even then, he is such a jumbled, stupid puzzle of unfathomable ironies. I'm not even sure about that half the time. I wish I had your powers. That would be top notch. I'd be parked on the corner of Relationship Lane and Easy Street. I could kick back in my eligible bachelor's limousine and never fuck up or ever say anything awkward like I have been doing nonstop so far in this dream.
Let's not get carried away. That certainly does not describe my experience. You would think being able to sense the occasional attraction from others would be advantageous and inspire confidence in yourself. And it is nice when that happens, sure. But then you feel the negative emotions directed at you as well. And even if they are less common than the positive ones, you have a way of dwelling on them and magnifying them far beyond their real significance. It's funny how an ability that should give you all the advantages in the world over others can lead you to feel worse about yourself than if you never had them. You put all your energy into thinking about people with the bad feelings about you instead of the good. And you try your best to fix things. But usually it gets worse. People think you're overbearing and needy. Could you scroll? Sorry. People think you're overbearing and needy, and they don't understand what it is you want from them. I can see why it can drive some with my abilities to abuse the powers. Fortunately, I was able to resist the temptation.
So there are people on your planet who do that?
On the world I was from, it was rare. Only a few criminals and outcasts would. But in the second iteration I mentioned, it was commonplace. Like I said, things were very different. In my world, though, the higher castes have a lot of responsibilities. It wouldn't be right to abuse my powers.
So you were in a higher caste because of the hemospell you mentioned?
Ah, so you were listening to my lengthy preamble.
I heard all of it. I was just, well, go on.
I'm doing my best with my deliveries, guys. The way that the Circuits write is so hard on my dyslexia. Ugh.
Light
Yes.
players when they words.
Yeah.
So real.
But that's so funny, because, like, I can read Rose no problem. Yes. Blue bloods like myself were higher than most. The job of each blood caste was to serve the needs of all those below it. We were to use our progressively greater longevity and wisdom to help the lower castes learn and grow. To listen to them and try to provide whatever they were missing. Like a hierarchy of caretakers with increasing social responsibility. When the order functioned in harmony, our civilization would flourish.
That is sure a neat-sounding science fiction utopia. Wait, I mean science fiction reality. But then it all went to shit because of that meddlesome demon?
I just want to appreciate how science fiction reality is just objectively funnier.
Yeah.
That's canon. That line's canon to me instead of the real one. Because of that
Did I
meddlesome
forget? I wasn't.
Yeah, it's science reality, but I love science fiction reality. I love it.
It's so good.
It all went to shit because of that meddlesome demon. Yeah.
The demon you say I'm supposed to defeat?
Yes.
Hang on. Would that be the same demon I'm named after?
Who told you that?
I guess technically my own brain did?
That's interesting. I wasn't planning on mentioning that. At least not just yet.
Why?
Well, there's no reason to prematurely overcomplicate an already complicated tale. All facts will fall into place in due time.
Yeah, but it's true, right?
More or less.
Can you tell me anything more about this demon? All I know is he might be a skull monster. Wait, he is a skull monster, right?
He most certainly is a skull monster. A very big and angry skull monster.
Yes! Okay, but I feel like I'm supposed to know more about him if I'm supposed to kill him.
I didn't say you were supposed to kill him. He cannot be killed. Long ago, he discovered the secret to indestructibility.
Oh.
Defeating a foe doesn't always involve killing. If you continue on your journey for long enough, you may encounter one of them. And if you've become strong enough by then, you may be able to defeat him in combat. And if that comes to pass, it would be the first defeat he has ever known. You would be providing the first glimmer of hope to others that someday he could be destroyed.
So, you were saying I could do all this? Or that I will?
For now, I'm saying that we should get going soon. If you would like to meet the others before you wake up.
Who?
Is there anything else you wanted to show me before we go? I didn't mean to get us sidetracked like that.
Nah, just some more boring junk. There are these fanciful branches, but I don't know where they came from. I suspect dream sorcery.
They are from someone else's memory.
Are they from a wizard's memory?
No!
Oh. Well, I guess I could show you around outside. There's a jungle out there full of tremendous beasts.
Not anymore.
Son of a bitch! More fancy branches.
This way.
What is this realm of limitless wonder?
Realm of limitless wonder? God damn it, Jake.
Shh!
It was my planet.
It's great. Everything is so amazing. Who could have thunk you could have such crackerjack adventures in your dreams that are basically real instead of imaginary?
Yep.
Or for that matter, you could meet such neat people along the way.
Friendship was the
Your
real adventure the whole time.
Yeah. Your thoughts are wandering again, man.
Shh!
Whoa. Yeah. That gross mushy thought right there. Are you even paying attention?
No, shh!
We've already been through this, you hopeless rube.
Blah, 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 blah.
You might as well be
Blah,
saying it
blah,
loud,
blah,
loud to
blah,
her.
blah, blah.
So why don't you?
Blah, blah,
Maybe
blah,
I will,
blah.
wise guy.
I mean, she was pretty hot.
Yeah, I know. Now shush!
Jake, it wouldn't work between us.
Huh?
I'm dead.
Yes, right.
Perhaps if you died too. Although, maybe not after too long. I don't know how I would feel about that if you were a lot older than me.
Man, what the fuck?
Although, technically, I am already so much older than you. It would just be kind of strange if you were physically my senior by any significant margin, you know?
This is a weird fucking train of thought. Can you tell her that?
No!
I'm gonna make you have a seizure and get you to mom the message to her with your spastic gyrations. Pelvic thrust will be my exclamation points.
Screw you! You heard her. I totally have a shot.
What?
Go on.
But I wouldn't want that to happen.
What to happen?
For you to die soon. I want you to succeed at your quest and to live a long and happy life.
Man, I'm gonna come out and say it. This broad is a total snore.
Yeah, right, bro. Did you hear that? At least if I kick the bucket early, there will be, shall I say, a silver lining, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It will take the form of some spooky smooches from a smoking ghostly troll, babe, so shut your jealous trap.
Huh?
Wait. Oh dear. How loud was I talking just then?
You were pretty much yelling.
Ah!
If I were real, I would be giving you a standing ovation right now. I'm out of foul hats.
God, just pretend to forget that, maybe?
Not a chance.
Not you, her!
Her? Who? Me?
Why don't you just tell me where we were going?
I've gathered a small group of travelers for a meeting. They are briefly passing through this bubble. I was hoping we could introduce ourselves to one another and help orient an old friend of mine into the afterlife.
Okay, who is your friend? Another troll?
She was supposed to be the empress of all trolls, actually.
Wow, so she died before she could be the empress, I guess?
Not exactly, since she probably never would have been regardless. She didn't want the job.
Why not?
Scroll. Oh, please. Remember how I said each class has duty to take care of the younger and more populous classes lower on the order? Well, hers was the highest of all. She was the only one of the planet with such royal blood, aside from the sitting empress. As the heiress, she was meant for a position of incredible responsibility. When she claimed the throne, she would have to serve for many thousands of years until the next successor was ready.
It's a hell of a long time. I guess she wasn't into that?
She had some problems with authority. She despised the whole social order, really. I foolishly tried to convince her to honor her obligations, but she wouldn't listen. She viewed the Empress as a glorified slave. So she abdicated and fled to the moon to hide. I was the only one who knew of her plans. The rest of the world searched, but never found her. At the time, I was furious with her, but I didn't turn her in. Which, in retrospect, was a key decision that led us here.
You mean it led to you being dead?
Yes, eventually. While she was there, she discovered an ancient device. Inside the device was a game. She became obsessed with playing it, but needed our friends to agree to play first. She was not well liked by others, though. Old grudges and rivalries made it hard to convince them. But she is very devious and knows how to trick people into doing what she wants. She even got me to agree by promising she'd return her place as the heiress when we were finished playing. Needless to say, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into.
She sounds like a handful.
Yes. She's not all that bad, though. Well, when you really get to know her, and when she's unarmed, which is pretty much never, now that I think about it. Okay, she's probably all that bad. The point is, you have to know how to handle her. Regal types can be very touchy, even the ones who seem to revel in anarchy. But if you know all the right things to say and do, she will happily hand over the keys to her kingdom, so to speak. After all, royalty is royalty. Just let me do the talking for a while, okay?
Did you hear that, Jake? Arania wants to do the talking. I think your dead girlfriend might be starting to come out of her shell.
Oh fuck, my headphones again. They did the shit.
No!
No.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that we were gonna get to the intermission. I forgot that this section is like, this specific section is like fucking Exposition City.
Oops.
Yeah.
Yes, it
My
is.
headphones are back.
It's like here's everything timeline wise that we've missed about the Alpha timeline and the Bepharus trolls.
Yeah, dude. Here's all the background information you need so that Mina's game makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. My headphones are back so I can say the last bit. Okay, that was kind of funny.
Arc Agent, report. The Arc Agent cannot submit the paperwork for his daily report because the Arc Agent is in jail. He was a bit sloppy and got himself pinched in the white shells. That leaves all his duties to the Ultimagent, otherwise known as the Draconian Dignitary. We should bear in mind that the Ultimagent isn't an officially recognized title, though. It's just a word he thinks sounds kind of cool. DD, report. Who's drooging it?
I think
Who's gonna-
Jess wanted to be Droog.
I mean, I thought Jack was going to be done by the narrator, so
Yeah, go for it.
shall I? Okay.
If you want to.
The report is that you've got all these reports to fill out, which the Archagent has been letting pile up, and which you have absolutely no intention of completing. Paperwork's even less your bag than it is his. As was mentioned, the boss is still stuck in the big house. You got the droll working on busting him out, but you've said no particular hurry on that. You like to keep a casual administrative style. The boss is always in a hurry, all wound up like a knife-wielding top. Personally, you don't see the harm in playing it cool. Mountain paperwork aside, there's still the matter of this little insurrection to deal with. The boy is still out there, piking heads, agitating subjects, getting everyone hot and bothered. The press is going berserk with it. You can only have so many reporters killed on any given news cycle. Can't forget about the girl either. She's still out there, going rogue. Wait, you mean AWOL? That stinking pun gets you every time. Puns are even less dignified than paperwork.
Welcome to chat, Sam. Hey, what's up?
Speaking of chat, why don't you drop a comment? Maybe like and subscribe to VOFT. You know, we have a lot of new projects coming out, you know, considering possibly a podcast. So, you know, just get those chills in, click those likes, and ring that bell.
Yeah.
That's right, and check out the playlist with the rest of the episodes of Let's Read Homestuck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can join Discord if you'd like. We give updates about what new projects we're working on.
DD, locate Prince.
You can't. By now the kid is up to his goddamn neck in convoluted Gothic architecture. He's burrowed fuck deep in flying buttresses and purple pointy things. He's even stopped by the boss's cubicle of vigilance and sliced up his fenestrated walls to make searching for him harder. Cunning bastard. There used to be a fourth one, but you don't know what happened to it. There was a rumor circulating that some old woman made off with it some time ago, before the new queen took over. Whatever happened, it's nothing to worry about now. If you want to smoke this kid out of hiding, you'll need some help.
Dee Dee, seek help.
You already did. You walked to retrieve it. You walked to retrieve it. Again, in no particular hurry. Earlier, you quite calmly and diplomatically explained everything to the old lady, letting her know you could use a little extra firepower to get the situation under control. You were pretty smooth about it, offering to light a cigarette during a calculated pause. And she doesn't even smoke. You're just that good. While you were making your smooth pitch, you did a masterful job of giving her the impression that you didn't care much one way or the other. But to be fair, you really don't care much one way or the other.
Dee Dee, retrieve extra firepower.
In response, the Dame gave you clearance to employ the service of Drone-Gorg, the flagship battle mech of the Imperial fleet she keeps stationed on some other damn planet. You're not sure where it is or what it's called. Hell, if that's any of your business.
Dee Dee, mount Drone-Gorg. Drone-Gorg? Yeah, Drone-Gorg, and ride into battle.
No. You'd feel completely ridiculous piloting that thing. It's a bad look for you. No style at all.
God, he's got a
Th-
boner.
Thank you, Nicolas Cage, for popping in with "give you a boner."
The prophet has spoken.
Only an utter fool would get a kick out of prancing around in that asinine get-up. It was a classy gesture by the Queen, but you told her you'd have to pass. But it doesn't do no good to spurn generosity from a beautiful and deadly woman. You thanked her for the kind offer, and tactfully brought up an alternative. See, you tell the boss this is his problem. He's too blunt about his ambitions. Don't get you wrong, it's all well and good for a man to keep his eyes on the prize, but he doesn't always need to step over 1,000 corpses and swim across rivers of blood to get there. You remind him there are slicker ways to make your moves, especially when it comes to a lady. Now that you think about it, Slick would be a good ironic nickname for him. Might be good for a laugh calling him that. Or it would if you ever actually laughed. Point is, you have to know how to handle her. Regal types can be very touchy, even the ones who seem to revel in anarchy. But if you know all the right things to say and do, she will happily hand over the keys to the kingdom, so to speak. After all, royalty is royalty.
Dee Dee, ascend.
Oh shit.
I fucking love this bit.
App. You're not feeling it. That little number was way too big for its britches. You could just tell it was gonna blast off, and next thing you know is everyone's on their feet cutting a rug, making complete fools of themselves. This ain't no sock hop. Why does everything have to be so flashy and frenetic? What's the big hurry, anyway? Sure, you're gonna put this ring on, but when you're good and goddamn ready. Maybe do a little reading first. Have another smoke. Finish your coffee. Listen to some real music. Everybody needs to calm the fuck down.
Dee Dee, ascend more casually.
Yeah, here we
The
go.
moral coward, the one who lacks a manly spark. I just detest a man afraid to go home in the dark. I always spend my evening where there's women, wine, and song.
Remembering when I actually worked on this as a trio.
I'm a member of the midnight crew. I'm a night owl and a wise bird too. home with the milk in the morning.
We actually performed it at a con a couple times.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we were all.
Upcoming is the worst part of Homestuck
Early to bed, and you'll miss
in this
all the
flash.
fun. Bring your wife in trouble, it will never trouble you. Make her a member of the midnight.
Her.
Her.
She.
God.
Oh my god.
Nudity. Time to get
We're not gonna
fucking
get-
obliterated by YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're not gonna get we're not gonna get in trouble for that, right?
I mean, it was like degraded enough in quality. We might get away with it.
All right, well, we'll see what happens.
Milk.
Rise with the moon, go to bed with the sun. Early to bed, and you'll miss all the fun. Bring your
Flippity flip spin. Oh no.
And
Oh no! That was what I meant by the worst part of Homestuck.
Although I didn't have a knife,
God.
jack, or a gun, I proved myself a hero of a very high degree.
Hi, Roxy.
Oh, it's so
Hi,
cool
Roxy.
that that's the line
It's
she gets,
Rocky.
though.
Six of them were running after me. I'm a member of the midnight crew. I'm a night owl and a wise bird too. Home with the milk in the morning, singing the same old
I didn't realize how
song.
milk obsessed Homestuck was.
Yeah, there's a couple.
It's kind of like
Not to mention
part-
the unfortunate thing about milk in the epilogues.
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I like the epilogues. I think they're good, actually.
I like the epilogues.
I like the epilogues. There's a reason we're dubbing
they're-
them.
The epilogues are good,
They're fucked up, but,
but
like it
also
does
sometimes
make
they
sense.
hurt to read.
It makes sense, but in ways that we don't want it to make sense. Like it just took the flaws of every character and turned them up to 10.
Yeah, it's good. After a lot of bullshitting around, you calmly and casually put on the Ring of Orbs No Fold. A phenomenal transformation takes place. You become...
My
My
god.
God. You become... the Draconian Dignitary. Really, you don't know why everyone's always got to be transforming from things into other things. Taking on these wild appearance modifications just for a little boost in power always struck you as a little tacky. As the class. It just takes no creativity or guile for these villain types to grab a little power through such outlandish transformations. No imagination at all. You were utterly astounded by how shitty their imagination is. If their imagination was a face, you would shoot it. In the face.
DD, unleash awesome powers of ring.
Awesome powers? Let's see. You're guessing it can probably make you invisible. Yep, there you go. Invisible, just like you thought. What else is a magical ring of void gonna do? This is like Magic Rings 101. Real basic stuff.
DD, okay, that's cool. Stop being invisible.
You stop being invisible. There's not a lot of style to invisibility. Primarily because nobody gets to see how damn smooth you're being. It's kind of a pointless power anyway. Some real dime store parlor trickery that's just a waste of everyone's time. You doubt you'll ever use it again. It's sure not gonna help you track down that elusive kid. But sooner or later, he's gonna find out it's much harder to outrun the ring's true power.
DD, use Red Miles.
The kid can't escape the miles. No one can escape the miles.
Alright, and that's what we're gonna call it for today's stream.
Ooh.
Pretty good stopping point, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Wahoo.
Hopefully everyone felt like they read enough.
Yeah.
God, I love Dee Dee so much.
Dee Dee's so good.
I had a lot of
He's
fun doing the
so
Jake
fun.
voice.
Yeah,
Fucking Jake.
I think you killed it.
Everyone did so good.
Yeah.
Today. Oh,
This is a delight, start to finish.
God.
I was surprised. I don't think I've ever tried to do Arania before, but that felt good. That felt
I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
you,
it was really
you got
good.
it in one. You got
was
it
good.
in one.
About a year ago, I did like a read through of Homestuck with my sibling, and I did voices for every character. And like Jake was one of the more fun ones to do.
Yeah, Jake's really fun.
He just says a bunch of shit. He just says
He just be
things
talking
without regard.
and saying nothing.
He really does. I
Yeah.
saw a interview with James Roach of like who's the hardest Homestuck character to write, and he said Jake, just because of like the way he talks and how he says so much shit to say nothing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of words to say nothing at all.
Exactly.
I think the best part of Dirk in particular, especially juxtaposed with like Jake is like blah 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 blah, and then Dirk is like, no.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's Jake. Wah, 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 wah,
A
wah,
man
wah, wah, wah.
of few
Yes.
words.
Dirk. No. This is what it really is.
And then Dirk does say the craziest shit you've ever heard. That is unfortunately the truth.
Yeah. It's like the Strylandian thing is that they say a lot of words that actually like convey something.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirk's whole explanation of, his timeline, that's a lot of text, but every line you read and you just go, what the fuck?
What is
Yeah,
Exactly.
but he doesn't waste any time either.
Yeah, every
Like,
line
he
is
really-
consequential, is what I'm saying.
He
yeah.
rarely doesn't say anything with the words he uses. Like, every single word is being, like, yeah, he's saying a lot of shit that makes zero sense, but, like, not a word was wasted.
Yeah.
He's an effective storyteller.
And
A narrator, you might say.
I think that's
Wow.
I think that's like it mirrors the way that Dave is, because when Dave starts talking a whole bunch, it is because Dave is specifically trying to avoid talking about something. Like whatever the topic
Yeah,
is
he's
at
doing
hand,
the best he can to make people not say things.
Exactly. He's just going. But yeah.
I love all the familial relationships and like chopped and screwed mixes of traits that people get. It's so good.
really cool.
And I love the difference between how Rose and Roxy are both trying to get people to say things and connect, but Rose is doing it in a way that is like obtrusive and like almost disrespectful in how like bluntly she's calling them out. And Roxy is just begging anybody to have a feeling.
I feel like that's also
I love
reflective
Roxy so much.
of the friend groups though. Like
So true.
yeah. Anyway, I have been your host, Melanie Archer. You can find me here at VOFT Dubs, or you can find me on my personal channel or on Twitter at Melanie Archer VA. I'm currently doing a solo dub of John Ruins a Wedding. So that's pretty cool. That's about it. I might have some other voice acting stuff come out soon, but I don't know. Pearls didn't make it. Jelly.
I appreciate everybody coming to the stream today. I usually don't have anything to show for myself, but I am currently working on a prototype version of a specialized actually for Homestuck that hopefully I'll be discussing with a few people, part of the VOFT group, to be my players for. And so that will come out sometime soon. Knock on wood.
Jess.
I don't really. Well, I suppose I can always plug Podfields. Podfields is a big project. You can find that here on YouTube. And while you're on YouTube, you can check out the rest of the VOFT channel. If you didn't catch our stream that Melanie and I and a few others did this last weekend at SockCon. You can go check that out. And while you're there,
Yeah.
check out the rest of the VOFT Reads Homestuck stream and subscribe to the channel and like and click the bell and comment. Why not?
Yeah, we were at SockCon and we got to do a panel there. So if you missed it, that is on the channel. Luna.
I don't have anything to shill necessarily. I am because I don't really like sharing my socials and stuff.
Fair.
But I do also. I'm also on Podfields as editor and voice of Jane.
Wait, you
So
are?
that's
That's
neat.
crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then I'm also. You'll see my work in the upcoming next episode of Let's Read the Homestuck epilogues. So that's pretty cool.
That's right.
Airing tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
last but not least, Josephine.
Yeah, I'm Josephine at Matt Scary Dog Friend on Twitter and Twitch. My usual things, you can find me. I'm a TTRPG streamer most of the time. We got 2 new shows over at Bouthouse RPG, which I co-produce with Rockets and Pens, who is in current need of emergency commissions. If you need some fantastic, wonderful art or any layout designs, if you're writing any TTRPGs. The other voice-based stuff that I do is that I have a podcast called Monster Fuckers Anonymous with my friend Cleric_34, where we rate and date your favorite monsters. Our upcoming episodes right now are about Transformers, so if you are into Transformers and potentially fucking them, that is what we are talking about.
That is
What
a
I
hell of a
give
podcast.
to be on this
concept.
pod,
I need to
What I
listen
wouldn't
to
We
give-
this.
will talk. We'll talk. We'll talk.
like 400%, I have an idea.
Okay.
Please talk to me.
But yeah, that was me.
All right. Lastly, just one thing, updates about the channel. We are currently casting for Friend Sim Batch 2, so that's volumes 7 through 12. So find that on Casting Call. There will be a formal announcement about it on the channel soon. It is also linked in our Friend Sim, the Let's Read Friend Sim trailer. If you want to go find that, that's on the channel. That was recently announced and should be coming soon after we finish up our dub of Let's Read Hive Swap that has been going on for 5 years because episode 3 has just never come out. But yeah, maybe there will be a more casual podcast coming from us soon. We are still working out the logistics of that. Otherwise, I am so happy that you guys joined us for the stream. Thank you for coming. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.